getting dicey.
Wrong because
amazing.
I didn't see the "Do you want to replace it" button, and I just think I relaunched it. So.
That's nice.
Either way, not
Mine's
working.
working now. I can't hear anything.
Not that it will probably matter, but while I'm raging and I'm within 5 feet of this thing, if you guys engage in melee attacks on it, you get advantage. But I don't see that happening. But just wanted to remind people.
Okay, it is good to know. Dave, Lorros has just leapt. Is off the edge of this trench and is heading towards the top of this tree creature. I'm going to let you pick whether you're going to go for an athletics check or an acrobatics check. Essentially, what is happening is you are trying to land onto the top of this moving target that is towering above the bottom of the trench at this point.
Yeah. So if I'm on this is the level. Is his head like
he doesn't really have a head as such. The top of him branches off.
The top off. Am I leaping across or am I leaping down? I guess that's the question. Just
roll the dice and I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay, it'll be athletics because that's my a strong point.
Okay, I love the best thing is when you emphasize that it's a strong point and then you roll a 1 or something. That's always my favorite thing.
It is to my favorite when I roll a crit fail and it's something I'm supposed to be good at. I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna roll for it. So this is my athletics roll.
Hopefully not.
There it is. Rolling. Oops, I rolled it like 3 times.
We'll take the first one.
18
plus 7.
Which is 18 plus 7, so that's a 25.
That's perfect. Yeah. There's no real flat surface to land on because it does branch off into branches at the top of this creature.
Branches,
And you managed to land. You managed to basically land with one hand on supporting on one branch and land solidly, despite the slick surface of the blood on wood beneath your feet. And you look down and you can just see this drop in front of you, just 40 foot below you is the bottom of this trench. What do you do?
So I'm holding, basically with my left hand, holding onto whatever branches. I'm just kind of leaning. I'm just going to grab Lightbringer and I'm just going to bring it around into the face of this thing a couple of times, just giving them almighty smash.
Yeah, cool. Give us a roll to hit. The joy on your face right now, Dave, is fantastic.
Oh, come on, you know I've spent all week waiting for this. It was either going to be
the goo in his happy place.
I'm surprised he's attacking you, not just rubbing all the ooze on himself.
No, that's saved for once you've beaten. That's a defeat thing.
Well, excuse me.
You've got to beat the enemy first before you can. Oh, fuck you guys are terrible.
You rub the goo after you've beaten.
You've got to wait for the. You've beaten the beast.
He's been waiting all week. Let's just not dwell on this.
That's how you know you've finished.
Alright. I'm just going to roll my two attacks with the mace. First one's a 27 doing 11. The second one's a 25 doing 8. The dice are on my side tonight.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't do this, Dave. Okay.
Open your eyes, Reagan. Look at the screen. Right. You said 27, you said 25. Added up 19.
Both of those are hits. That's too good. Oh my god, that was just too good. I'm crying. Okay, both of those hit. You bring your axe just down twice. Bam, bam.
No, not axe.
Oh, it's Lightbringer. So your mace. Bam, bam. Just down into as far as you can reach. You're not sure if that's hitting face or if this thing even has a face, but you're smacking away. And you do, 19 damage, which is probably the most damage you guys have done in a while to this thing.
Okay, I think I did 4 damage.
Yeah.
Was pretty good.
Yeah, cool. And the creature just screams out. This deep rumble emits out from within it, and as it does that, you can see just the the front of the trench just light up a little green as its mouth has opened, just from that glow from within. Is there anything else Lorros wants to do?
No, I'm just going to hang on for dear life.
Okay. Okay.
Enjoy the ride, so to speak.
Yeah. Cool. Next up, top of the order is Mirakin.
Okay. So our trap worked, but it's not looking like it's going to hold for that long. So I'm just going to stay in the tree that I'm in. It's kind of hard without a map, though. I don't know. I want to stay sort of in shooting range, but as far away as I can.
Yeah, you guys made that trench directly in front of the tree line. So you could easily just be in one of the trees pretty close by to that trench.
Okay.
And so that would put this creature within maybe 25 feet of you.
Okay, I'm gonna stay away and just keep shooting down, and I'm gonna yell out to Bill, "I'm up here, Bill. I'm ready to support. Leave the healing to me." And I'm going to shoot with my shortbow.
Cool. Roll to hit.
Do I get advantage or no?
Yes. Yep. You've got an elevated height on this guy.
Okay, cool. That means I get to do it. Roll another time because I have defeat elven accuracy. Oh shit!
We'll take the first 3 rolls.
Oh.
What do you?
I don't know. I get to roll 3 times. I get to roll
that first attack rolls twice because you rolled it with advantage. So it's 22, 16, and 8 are the first 3 rolls there.
Yeah, but I get to roll them. Oh, flip. Okay, yeah, no, I'm confused.
Yeah. So you get advantage, which
so
means out of 3 rolls, you're going to get the highest, which is that 22.
Yeah. Got
which
it.
is 16%.
I know how to play this game.
yeah.
It's only been almost like a long time.
It has almost.
Yeah, it's almost been
We've been doing this camp for like almost 6 months.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
this is session
okay.
24.
Yeah.
So
with a roll of 22, you do 11 piercing damage. So that was with your short bow, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's also got the spider poison on it, so I want to roll the poison damage on it.
Does it have to roll anything to fight back, or isn't it like a constitution roll or something?
It has to do a saving throw, so I guess it does a constitution saving throw.
Okay, we'll do that now.
I still don't know.
It has rolled a 23, so a total of 23. 18 plus its modifier.
So it takes half damage.
Yeah.
So it only takes
2 points of damage from that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the arrow just soars through, slams into this wood, and it doesn't seem to stop its motion or anything for what it's doing. Anything else from Mirakin?
I've noticed that it looks kind of like that evil-looking staff that I stole. Well, I took a rescue from a druid. I'm just gonna look at it and think, I wonder what the connection is. I'm wondering if, because I know that I've investigated the staff and it has like an ability to seep the life out of someone when it hits them. And I'm just going to be wondering if that tree is going to try and do the same thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what the connection is.
Okay. It is the tree creature's turn, and it has just finished emitting this low rumble in agony from what Lorros has just done to it. And Lorros, you look down and you just see this vine shooting up towards you. So let's just roll for that. It has rolled a total of 20.
That's a hit.
And this thing just wraps itself around you and holds you out in front of it. So it just lifts you off the top of it and holds you out in front of it, and you get a really good look at what is effectively the face on this thing. Where it should have eyes, it just has these deep cuts, and these cuts into its front just look angry. And it's got that mouthful of wooden teeth, just angrily big, like baring its teeth at you. And it opens its mouth and growls. And just you can see inside, wrapped in these like vines, this almost pine cone looking green, like seed or gem inside it. And that root that it's holding you by just comes straight towards its mouth, and it goes to bite down on you.
Okay.
Goodbye, Lorros.
It rolls.
No, I want to be close to the gem. That's how I'm going to get hold of it. I'm going to rip it out of its throat.
It has rolled another total of 20. And this has done 18 damage to you.
Is it what kind of damage?
This is piercing damage. The piercing of teeth into your side.
Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing. Oh, that'd be half that.
Oh, because of your rage? Cool. Raging. So that's 9 damage.
See, sweet. 9 damage.
So after biting down on you, it
oh wait, there's more. There's always freaking more. It
holds you out again in its vines, and just slams you against the side of the trench, or goes to.
I thought it was going to start brushing its.
It has rolled a total of 19.
Oh, yeah, that's
doing 21 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, well, half that too.
So 10 bludgeoning damage.
Handy.
That's not so cool.
It lifts back with that root one more time.
Come on!
And goes to slam you into the edge of that trench once more. Rolling a total of 22.
All right. That's a hit.
That does 14.
I mean,
22. That does 14
that's a half.
Bludgeoning damage. So a total of 7 with your half.
7. Cool. Yeah. I'm bruised.
Hey.
Not looking so good right now, but yeah. Still
So
screaming.
can you describe just how quickly that all happened? What happened?
All of that was in like 6 seconds. A root just shot up from the side of this thing, wrapped around Lorros. It flung him forward. It took a bite and then just bam, just double slam against the wall of this thing. Yeah, this is an insanely quick attack. And Lorros, you're now still held by this root in a grappled state. There's no real movement here. It tries to continue moving into this side of the trench, but it can't get a footing on it. So it remains in the trench. Silda is absolutely shocked by what he's seen and screams out, "Lorros!
Come on, Silda.
Lorros!" And takes his crossbow and just fires out towards the body of this thing. Rolling a measly 5. This bolt, what he's seen in front of him has obviously shaken him a little bit, and this bolt just soars off to the side, just sort of glancing off this, doing no damage. And it is Bill's turn.
She's not a great spot, is she? How close is Bill to this
So
thing?
the last time Bill had an action, he was standing right next to Silda, right on the edge of this trench. He went to cut the tree with his rapier at the time. I believe.
And Lorros is tied up
in a grappled state in
like
front of this tree creature. Yeah. And you're at the back of this tree creature.
How's Lorros looking? Can I see him?
Can't see him from where you are.
Okay. I am going to circle around the tree creature if I can.
So yeah, that trench that you guys dug was a decent amount of width to it. It was, I believe it was about 20 feet across, but it was about 50 feet wide and 40 feet deep. It was around those measurements. So you could definitely get from where you are, you'd be able to get to the edge of this trench to be able to sort of see what's going on from the side point of view.
Yeah, can I do that?
Certainly. So you make your way, and as you make your way around this trench, you see the side of the face of this thing, and you see Lorros bloodied and grappled in this vine, being held in front of this creature.
Okay, I'm just gonna yell out, "Hey, tree! Boy! try to get its attention. I'm just gonna say, why don't you make like a tree, and just fuck off, all right? I'm gonna cast vicious mockery on it.
Why don't you make a tree? What? It's a wisdom.
Make like a tree. Wrong one.
Is it a wisdom? It is a.
It's a wisdom save. Ignore my roll.
He's rolled a total of 15.
15 is not enough these days.
Oh,
so he can take the first one.
5.
If you're cool with that, or if you want me to re-roll it, happy.
No, that's fine. We can take that 5. Yeah, we can take that 5 damage.
And he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Oh, that's probably pretty good.
Thank you.
All right, let's put a little reminder on there for me.
Hang in there, Lorros.
So its next attack, not its entire next turn, just its next attack.
Just one attack.
Oh, just one attack?
Okay.
Yep. What happens if I did something similar to it? Would it just be that first attack? You can't say second attack.
I don't.
It depends on the roll, right?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Some of them say all attacks, right?
What have you? Does yours just say on the next attack? With what you're thinking.
No, well.
As far as I'm aware, they don't stack, so it's not like it's the next attack. So, yeah.
Yep. Right on.
Cool.
Right
Anything else from Bill?
That's it for now.
Cool. And it is the Baron's turn.
Okay, so I'm at least 30 feet away from it. I've just seen Lorros jump on, get grabbed, gnawed, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Did he make any noise?
Yeah, Dave, did Lorros make any noise as he was getting slammed about and bitten into?
Besides, well, I mean, in the space of sort of 6 seconds that it happened, it's like, oh, what the, poof, poof, and it's just like, yeah, okay.
I don't think you would have heard much. I think he's too dazed at this point.
Yeah, what the fuck? It just got smashed twice in the space of 3 seconds, or 6 seconds. Yeah.
Smashed. Okay, well, alright, seeing that, it's fucking horrifying. I'm going to cast Toll Dead on him. On it.
Toll the Dead.
So it has to do a Wisdom saving throw of 15.
It did not succeed at all. It rolled a 1.
Oh!
It failed.
Did fail.
Okay, it's 2d12.
2d12. Dang, all right.
That's huge.
6 and a 3. So
not
That's
so
still
huge.
all right. That's better than a total of 4.
That's still good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
yeah, that's true. 9 damage. And I'm going to back away to my 30 feet further away from it. So I should be about 60 feet from it now. Moving slightly to the north. So I should have gone around the trench that we made.
Yeah.
Should be hopefully on the corner of the far corner of it.
Perfect. Because I think you moved there before, right? At the end of the last session, you moved to that sort of far left corner.
Yeah, I think I had moved 30, so now I've moved 60.
Perfect. Any bonus actions from the Baron?
No.
Morley, over to you. Now, you moved to the sort of the far right-hand side previously, so you've just had Bill sort of follow up behind you and throw out the words towards the tree.
I thought Bill was on the other side from my memory, but I don't think it's important. Having seen what's happened to Lorros, I'm pretty astonished and now realise this is a very dangerous, grave situation, as if I did it before with a 40-foot tree monster. And I'm going to yell out, "Lorros, duck!" And then I'm just going to fire off one of my poisoned crossbows.
You've called that out, looking at him grappled and held tightly in midair.
Yeah.
Look, if you can avoid this bolt, do. If you can't, I understand.
Ducking is what I'm thinking of doing right now. Yeah.
I'll fucking get in the way deliberately then.
I can't even do that if I wanted to be honest.
Well, you won't need to worry about it because there was another shit roll from Captain.
Your dice are so cursed, Adam. This is crazy. That a 10 is a miss, unfortunately. Surprise, surprise. Any bonus actions from our captain?
I'm just gonna go fuck's sake and just like bash the crossbow to him. Like,
it's the crossbow's fault, right? It's totally the crossbow's fault.
It's a poor work when the blades are tools.
Yeah.
It's literally 40 feet IA. You must have hit it. It just pinged off the side. Must have. Can't have missed it. Like,
don't look, Baron.
Yeah, no, it was straight past it. He missed a 40-foot tall tree in a ditch.
Why are you rubbing it in?
Don't worry,
yeah. Speaking of being dead soon, Dave, the ropes, the vine around you, it is Lorros' turn. But that rope, that vine around you, just tightens and deals 10 bludgeoning damage to you.
What?
Well, you can hide.
5.
How's it doing more damage?
That was pretty good. Is that halved as well?
5 though.
That's 5. That's bludgeoning, so it's half, so it's 5, right? 12, right? Cool.
The only thing you can really do at this point is try to stop this grapple.
So that's a strength.
It's a strength.
Like a challenge.
It's a strength saving throw from you.
Oh, even
and
better.
it's a strength check from this tree creature.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna. So so this is to break the grapple or to stop him from crushing me.
This is to break the grapple.
Okay, so if I succeed, I think let's roll and then we'll decide what happens. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I rolled my strength check.
Oh,
and it's fuck me! It's a critical fail.
Just explain what you would do if you succeed.
No, I'm not even going to bother because that would have been awesome.
A 1,
but I failed.
Yeah,
a 1 plus 8.
Yeah, exactly.
1 plus 8.
9,
so
but, so it still could have won.
I don't think you add the.
I think you do. I think you do, but it's no. It is. It's an instant fail, no matter what it is, right? No matter your modifier. So so it doesn't matter.
It's correct.
You remain grappled. Is there anything? Any bonus actions that don't involve moving anything that you've got? Have you got any mind tricks?
Yeah, the only thing I can do... Mind tricks, yeah. Lorros doesn't do mind tricks, come on. No, I mean, I could spend 10 minutes trying to talk to the tree, but it'd crush me. Yeah. And I'm not even sure he's an animal. Does it count as an animal?
Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, but anyway, the only thing I was thinking of was
animal, mineral, or vegetable.
But that'll be the next time he attacks me.
Okay, American, you're at the top of the order. For some reason, it keeps just adding on the little thing I have. It just keeps adding.
Wow, it's now 42.
I don't know why it's doing that.
It's amazing.
Faster and faster.
Okay, I've just reset that to what it should be. Anyway,
the panic setting in that guy. Just seeing like Lorros being tossed around like a rag doll, and I'm like, no. But I have no choice but to just keep trying to do like sneaky damage on it for now. Although I will send Ranzen down because I'm like, we've got to poison it. Ranzen, go help old Sildar. And I want Ranzen to scuttle down and see if he can put some poison on Sildar's crossbow arrows.
Yeah, it can totally spend its turn doing that. That's fine. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not sending in my sweet little boy on that big thing.
It'd be hard to hit.
He'd be crushed in a single
I think
blow.
by the time Ranzen gets down to him, Sildar has put his crossbow away and has his long sword out and sort of points towards his long, like to coat the long sword.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Get in there, Sildar. Good boy.
Save our boy. Hashtag save Lorros. And I'm just going to take another shot with my short bow with advantage. So I get 2. I've rolled, the best one is 15 plus 6 for 21.
Perfect.
For 7 piercing damage. And poison as well.
Okay, let's roll that Constitution save for...
I still don't know. Can someone explain how my own attack works?
It has rolled a total of 24 against the poison. That's you're rolling like the spider bite, not like just which is different. But that's okay. But it's saved against your poisoned arrows, unfortunately. But it does take half damage, which is another 4 points. Anything else from American?
I'm just gonna... I'm finding it very hard to visualize where everyone is because we're on this super zoomed out map. But I want to be in range of everyone, so I can heal anyone who needs.
Yeah, the team. You're welcome to sort of ask me to detail where everybody is standing. It's with this map, it's a little hard.
I'm guessing everyone's sort of moving to skirt around the trench, so they're on the side of the winery rather than the woods.
That's right. It seems Bill and I believe Morley are on the right-hand side, and Baron is on the left-hand side. Is that where you are, Adam? Morley? Is that where you thought you were? The right-hand side of the trench, or the opposite side, but on the right?
I'm not very good with directions.
East.
I'll just take your word for it.
Over the thing and on the cool. Yeah. Shannon, you're on the left or the west side. Dave's in the trench being held by a vine, and you're in a and Strahd like right up on the edge of the trench on the forest side, with his longsword out, and you're in a tree right on the edge of that trench as well, looking down across everyone.
Oh, okay. So I'm on the edge of the trench anyway. Yeah. So I'm nearest to Baron Byron.
Strahd, you're closest. He's basically near the bottom of your tree, right?
I'm just going to stay in the tree knowing that I'm near the edge of the trench so I can cross around if I need to. But the tree is safe.
Densely packed around here that you could probably just run across the tree branches to get whichever view you want.
That'd be cool.
I'm definitely going to do that very elegantly just to show off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, cool. It is the tree's turn yet again. And it just lifts Lorros up with one of the roots and just starts trying to almost like a digging motion down into the side of the trench. Just trying to break some of that trench, but with Lorros's body.
It has disadvantage on the attack.
Even with a disadvantage, it rolled a 19 and a 16. With its modifiers, that means the lowest it rolled was a 25.
Fuck.
Doing 15 damage. We'll have that, obviously. Oh, wait, no. Your rage is gone. You didn't attack.
I'm still... No, it's whether I'm taking damage or
you're definitely
attacking.
taking damage.
Yeah.
I'm definitely taking damage. That's fine.
Bill?
That just makes you more angrier.
I just have something before its second attack.
All right, well, we'll do this. So seven bludgeoning damage.
So it does 7 damage. I'm going to use my Stone's Endurance as a reaction to that, which means I get a 1d12 plus 1 to revert, to counter it at least.
Give us a roll.
A little bit. So I'll roll the d12 and you can add 1 to it.
So you didn't take any damage from that.
10.
Just as you come down into the ground, your Stone's Endurance kicks in. You don't take any damage, but you do loosen a chunk of soil because your body still slams into that ground.
I'd like to imagine that he sticks his arms out like a diver.
right.
And forms a large spade.
He's an even more effective digging tool now.
Yeah, go straight into it. Don't fight it.
And it brings you up again to slam you down once more into the side of that. It only rolls a total of 12 this time, which is... laugh. How is your HP doing anyway?
It's 12.
You've got 12 hit point.
I'm surviving. I'm ready to kick this thing's ass as soon as it lets me go.
You're very confident for someone that is now heading towards the mouth of this creature as it goes to take.
That's where I want to be. You see that green thing? I want that.
I have a reaction.
Go. So that was to the second attack, though, right? Or for this one?
Wow,
true.
You already said the second attack, right? So I presume the moment has passed. So seeing Lorros not get hurt by that, and then watching him bring Lorros up to his mouth, I just call out, Birch, please. And oh yeah.
Oh god, no.
And it reduces whatever his attack roll is by 5.
That was
nice.
very, very good. So it rolls a total of 15 now because of that. So that was very, very, very lucky.
Some Yu-Gi-Oh shit, man.
So just as it's coming, just as Lorros is heading towards the mouth of this thing, it goes to bite, and you deliver that line, and it just loses its nerve for a bit and bites down right in front of Lorros's head, just right down in front of Lorros's face.
Did one of his teeth loosen?
No.
But all of yours fall out, Lorros. All of your teeth tumble down the trench.
Oh, I'm so getting one of those teeth.
And lastly, Bill, after you deliver that, you just see this vine shoot up from its side and just dart out towards you. But it can't reach you. You're just out of reach. This vine is just thrashing about like maybe 7 to 8 feet from your face. And that is its turn.
So how far away did it look like it could? That its vines were lashing out
about between like 25 and 30 feet from this thing. So it looked like it had about a 15-foot reach. Yeah.
Okay.
It still does turn again, and now with his blade dripping with poison, raises his long sword above his head and just brings it down in just 2 slashes against the back of this.
With advantage.
Creature. Oh, yeah, with advantage.
Advantage.
Even with advantage, the first one misses, but the second one more than makes up with it with a critical hit. Dealing 9 damage to the back of this creature, and it needs. Could you roll your poison by? What is that? What do you roll for that? Just a d20, is it?
Oops.
So we just take that first one, which is
Never mind.
it's more about the damage is what I'm looking at, which is 6, and we're just going to do a con save, which doesn't save.
I need to look into what I'm actually doing when I roll
so
that.
it takes another 6 points of poison damage.
Keep saving
No,
on the
it didn't
damn
save
poison.
on that one. It took the full 6. It took the full 6.
But that means, so, did you say it failed? So that means it's poison now.
It took poison damage.
Are we thinking it might be immune
It's
to
resistance
poisoning?
to poison or immune to poisoning, yeah.
It would make
does
sense for an evil plant.
Yeah.
Normally poison stuff? Does it go in a poison state? Or you just take
It's
poison
taking
damage?
poison damage. It's just, it doesn't seem
But
to
like
be
normally...
paralyzed or anything from the poison.
I don't know anything anymore, frankly.
That sucks.
And it's
The spider's bite does poison. It does poison the
not
target,
if it is
by
immune
the
to
way.
being poisoned.
Yeah. I'm just saying you were questioning whether it normally
right.
does, and it normally does. So I think
Yeah, it's stable
Yeah,
but
this
poisoned.
guy-
That spider bite. Bill,
Damn it.
over to you.
Staring at the vine that's kind of flaccidly flailing about 10 to 15 feet away from me, I'm just going to raise an eyebrow and just say, wow, that was underwhelming.
Oh, no.
Boy. I'm gonna ask you, are you aiming this towards the vine or the tree? Okay.
The tree. So he needs to make a constitution
cool.
save. Oh, sorry, a
Wisdom
wisdom
save?
save. Wisdom save.
Total of 18.
18 is enough, unfortunately. So no damage, and he does not have disadvantage on his next attack roll. I am going to use my I am going to use my bonus action to inspire Lorros.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to say, despite all your rage, you are still just a bob in his gauge. And he gets to add a 1d8. Gauge is Latin for grip. All right?
What can you say? How did I miss that?
Edens. I saw the quizzical.
Okay.
G-A-G-E.
Okay.
Look it up. He gets
Are you telling the tree to look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the people who are raising their eyebrows at me. So Lorros gets to add a 1d8 to like an ability or a skill check or a saving throw. And I think he can add it to an attack roll as well. Or instead
Okay,
of.
cool. That sounds good. Dave, that could come in very handy.
Yeah, probably.
Baron, over to you.
Okay. I won't have understood what the poison, that it's not been poisoned from where I am, so I'm just going to continue doing what I was going to do. It's probably not a great idea. I'm going to cast Everybody Loves Ray of Sickness, and my hand points towards the giant tree.
And that is a hit.
And roll 21, and innovating green energy, sickening greenish energy lashes out towards a creature within range. So that takes 2d8 damage, which adds up to 5 poison damage.
Okay, cool.
Not a huge. I'm not rolling big damage. At least it's hitting, I guess. Now, it also has to make a Constitution saving throw, and if it fails, it is poisoned until the end of my.
It's rolled 21 total. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Any bonus actions from the Baron?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm fine where I am. I'm not going to move or anything because it hasn't moved.
Cool. Morley, over to the captain.
Should we just assume I have another cheddar and let's move on?
Come on, you've got to keep trying, Molly. One shot will hit.
After kind of like trying to beat my crossbow back into like some sort of shape, thinking that the sights must be off or something, I'm going to aim it up again and let go of another of my famous crossbow shots.
Come on. Oh, fuck. Oh.
So this is going to be interesting.
I know I said that one would hit, but
can you please give me a D100? Now the rule on this one, and it's a 10% chance. If you roll, you didn't. That's all right. Okay, 68 is not so bad. You don't hit Lorros, which is probably the ideal situation here. But you do manage to, it like ricochets off a harder, like a knot of wood on this tree, and it just ricochets and just comes flying back into your shin. It's like bonk, bonk into your shin. Doing like 3 bludgeoning damage to your shin.
Keystone Cop style attack that I'm running here. That's awful.
Oh, Captain, what is going on?
Sorry. Oh God, my shin.
I'm just putting some markers down as well, so people can kind of have an understanding of kind of where people are. I think that might.
For some reason, I can see Sildar like years away.
I just brought him in so I could roll his initiative. But what I will do is I'll shrink him down. Whoa, that's the opposite of shrinking.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sildar will help us win the day.
Giant Sildar. Come on, giant Sildar.
We're just moving people around here and done. Okay, cool. Anything else from Captain Morley other than maybe some expletives as this thing lands into his shin?
I'm just going to turn around to Bill and say, "Nobody turn on your reader."
Until you've had a few whiskeys and figured out a story to tell.
We're back. We're back with Lorros, who is tightly gripped by this vine at the moment.
Okay, so I'm kind of envisaging that it's got it wrapped around my torso and my arms are still free, right?
It is wrapped around everything. Your arms are pinned to your sides.
So they're pinned to my sides. That's less than ideal, but that's cool. So just a question: if obviously I'm going to attempt to break its grapple, so I can kind of free my arms and smash it again.
You know, just to be fair, I think what might be fair is one of your arms is pinned to your side. The arm that you were attacking with, because it was moving around at the time you were being grabbed, you still have Lightbringer free.
Okay. That's nice. Thank you.
I think that's fair.
So it's so nice having a nice DM. I know some DMs would just feel like, nah, man, you're
yeah.
Baron's nodding. Anywho, so whilst I've got an arm free, how close am I to, am I still close to his face?
No.
Where he tried to bite me, or is he moving
you're
away?
sort of between, halfway between you and the trench, him and the trench. So you've kind of got 2 options. You can attack the vine, or you can try and break free.
I don't want to break free. Not just yet. So I can't actually reach him with lightning. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and break. If I break free, am I able to attack, or does that count as my entire?
If you contest a grapple, that's your action.
That's it. Okay. So I want to try and break free, but I don't want to. I want to break free, but I want to stay holding onto the vine if I succeed. So I don't want to drop the 30 foot down. But yeah, we'll give that a crack and see how that goes.
And Bill buffed you with like bonus dice.
Yeah, you've got bardic inspiration at this moment.
I'll use it. I don't need to use it.
You don't need to use it.
Yeah, so the way that it works is that you roll your dice and then you look at it and decide whether or not you want to roll the bardic inspiration.
I might just roll it just because I don't want to fail this. So it's a D8.
He's got a 24.
Yeah, but his strength is like probably similar to mine, if not more so. We had this conversation at the end of last week. He's 40 foot tall. He's got at least 20 strength. If I remember rightly, there was something that I saw in one of his rolls.
There was something I saw when I looked up the character on the stat block.
No, I did not look up the character.
Reagan did just say before he had a pretty big strength.
I mentioned last week he had a +6.
Yeah, and I did the math in my head, so I'm
going to use... almost perfectly he'll beat you, so it's a pretty low chance, but I guess...
I'm going to use it anyway just because I don't want to fail. So
before we do the results of this, at the start of your turn you get squeezed by this vine, just the same as happened last time. So I need to just roll some damage. You take 7 bludgeoning damage, be half that with your rage still on. So you take 3 damage from that.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a big old evil stare in what I think is its eyes, like. I'm not going to let it see that it's hurting me, even though it's clearly.
And you tense everything to try and burst free from this vine. And with a roll of 24 plus 8, what's that? 32.
32.
His crit success of 20 overpowers that completely.
What?
Nat 20, sorry.
Fucking Nat 20. That's bullshit.
You remain in a grappled state in this vine. I actually feel real bad about that one. I legitimately feel bad about that one.
When I'm ripping its teeth out of its face. That's when you're allowed to feel bad.
American, back to you.
American just seeing this go down, and she's like sweating bullets. She's just like, hang in there, Lorros, I guess. Shit.
That's all I can do.
Yeah. I'm just going to do the same thing I've been doing, trying to chip away at it, but I'm feeling very concerned about the strength of this thing. So I'm just going to take a shot with my short bow again. And I've rolled 16 plus 6 for 22.
22 is a hit.
7 piercing damage, and then I'll do the poison charade again.
Cool.
I'm feeling very concerned about this.
It's rolled a 15. What was the DC for that?
I just looked up the spider's stats, and it only has to make a DC 9 Constitution, so it's definitely safe.
But it is another.
So
it's a really good bite, though. That is a decent amount.
Yeah, I rolled 2 6s, so.
Anything else from yourself or Ranzan?
I'm just trying to think. First of all, is there like any way I can use just like the last scrap of my bonus thinking mind to figure out what the connection could be between the staff and the monster?
Yes, there is. Give me what's a good thinking. How do you normally identify magic? Oh, look at Sildar. He's gone real big.
I guess it could be Arcana or maybe Nature.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I rolled a 15 plus 3.
This is a roll
18.
of an 18. Okay, I'm going to give you something that I think you may not have picked up on, because I did give you the stats for this thing when I handed it over to you, but I think you might have missed something that's relatively important and could be very important in your current situation. One of the things that you learnt from this item when you spent the night attuning yourself to it is that when this staff is broken or burnt, it lets out an almighty scream, just this ungodly scream. If a single blight hears that scream, it is destroyed.
Okay. Well, does this thing count as a blight? I guess is what I got to figure out next.
Yeah. Have you got any bonus actions you'd like to do before moving on?
No. I just have to figure out if Ranzian has anything useful to offer the party, but I don't know that he does, unless he just runs in and takes a bite and runs away. But then would he get an opportunity attack against
if he does a melee attack, because
runs...
he's basically flanked.
Wait.
If Ranzian wants to bite onto the tree,
would Ranzian get hit?
I'm saying if he runs in and then retreats,
everyone was talking,
does he get an opportunity?
If he runs in and then darts away, then there will be an opportunity attack on Ranzian. Yes.
If runs in, runs
runs away.
Okay, well, no, I'm not gonna. Am I? I don't really want to. I'd rather him help proactively somewhere else. I'm seeing some extreme facial expressions from Morley. Does he want to give an idea?
Master tactician Morley.
Currently rubbing his shin.
I just want to see Ranzian go in there and fuck this thing up. That's all.
He's just kind of not that great. I'm gonna tell you. What if Ranzian uses his move to help Morley, and he puts his little spidery arms around Morley like in Ghost, and he helps him aim his crossbow.
like Ghost,
yeah.
Like molding.
Because I am in Potter's wheel right now. That's right.
All we need is a song from Bill to make this a moment. It would just be a really touching moment.
Or if runs in as Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm just trying. Does anyone in the party have any advice on what Ranzian could do that would actually be helpful? He can bite and he can web, but the web is not going to restrain the guy. He can also help the other party members in some way, I guess.
I think he should keep an eye out for if anyone else is coming down that track.
I think he should try to help Lorros get free by biting some vines.
Yeah. Okay, but that I'm thinking if Ranzian probably takes a single hit, he will die.
He will die. He will die so hard.
Let me think. How many hit points does he have? Even let's see.
Like John McClane. And what's that movie called?
Oh, jeez. No.
Live free.
He's got 26 hit points.
What?
Unbreakable.
He's more than I thought. He's gotten so. My boy's gotten so much stronger. Okay, he's gonna run in and try and like heroically bite the vines to help release Lorros.
Okay, cool. Runs in, leaps onto this tree creature and basically tries to bite onto is like the base of this vine or up close to where Lorros is being held.
He's gonna go up where Lorros is.
Okay.
He's gonna scuttle up.
Okay, that'll use all of his movement to get all to the end of this thing. Is that okay?
Okay,
cool.
He's in
Give
it.
Us a roll
he's
to
ready.
bite.
So my question is, should it be a bite or should he be like preparing to help Lorros?
You're going to be like, he's going to try and like open up the vine to help Lorros.
Yeah, because like the bite will do damage, right? It won't actually help release Lorros.
I was suggesting
right?
to help.
Okay, cool. We can do that. We can totally do that. And we'll see how that goes on Lorros's turn. Anything else from American?
Okay. No.
It is.
What are you
Lorros is going to get another turn, is he?
Lorros is always going to get another turn. Don't you worry about that.
Is he? Is that how it works?
Well, we'll see. We'll see because Lorros it is bringing your head closer and closer to its mouth.
It's just where I want to be. It's exactly
and
where I want to
be. There is like a breeze coming out of this ungodly breeze coming out of its mouth as it just bites down.
Smells like death.
With a roll of a total of 25.
Keep it coming. Come on.
21 damage.
Oh, fuck.
Which, of course, it halves because you've got your rage still going. So 10 damage.
Oh. That's enough.
That's enough. Are you in a dead state?
I was on 9, so yeah, that's enough. It's enough to knock me to the point of not being conscious.
Because this isn't...
Does the top of his head just get bitten off?
It's not a decapitating
It's like this
surely.
crunch that just comes down in your across your chest and back, and all of you around can just hear that crunch of like Lorros's rib cage just cracking. And this vine pulls out of its mouth, and you see just dangling and bloodied at this end of this vine, Lorros not moving, not breathing. And it raises its vine and slams him down into the trench once more.
No.
That's a bit mean.
Oh, he's going to die.
It doesn't hit, thankfully.
That would have only been one failure on the death save.
That would have been two.
Or two.
Would have been two.
I've been in that situation before. I'm okay with that.
And he brings it up one more time.
Here we go. Come on. Do your worst, true man.
That one is that's a hit. This one. And you just get slammed into this trench, loosening a big chunk of this dirt. And with its movement, it has now loosened enough dirt to get a footing up onto the edge of this trench, and uses its entire turn of movement to get up on the edge of the trench. So it hasn't moved much further, but it's now standing, towering 40 feet above all of you except Mirakin, which is about almost eye height with this thing. And it just loosens Lorros onto the ground at his side. With its sights set on the winery across the way. And this is where we're going to take we'll take a break here.
Okay.
So does that count as two failures, Reagan?
2 failures.
Ooh. Yeah. Awesome.
I like how you're just like...
You always seem so happy, like every time.
That's so cool.
No, I'm not believing it. I don't believe it.
I love the tension.
Like, if you want me to kill him, I can definitely use one more action to stomp him.
He's dead.
I've said this to you before, Reagan. I actually am not too stressed if Lorros dies. Like, he's here to... Like, I'm stressed about the impact it would have on the party, because obviously I'm not there to do damage.
Yeah,
but
because you've been a fucking buttload of help this fight.
Well, you know,
he's been a big chew
That
toy.
is true. You've deflected.
I've
keeping him busy.
Damage to you guys. It's like, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true.
It's kind of the point, right? He's not smashing you because he's smashing me. That's what I'm there for.
No, we're not. We didn't jump onto it.
I mean, that too. There is that.
I'm out of range.
That is true, but but as I say, I'm not particularly worried. If Lorros dies completely, then it's like that's kind of what happens, right?
I do just want to just have a quick thank you. We had a decent sized raid just towards the end of that first half there by D20 TV raid of 24. Thank you so much. Sorry that I didn't stop and thank you at the time, but we do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And you've given us a follow as well, which is fantastic. Thank you to Dale, Chomp and Stomp, Blue Mittens for the follow, and ClickB for some cheering 100 bits at that point as well. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as I'm like feeling the stress, because that's a lot right now. That is a lot. Question of the week, Adam.
Man.
It's your time to shine, man. Here you go.
I mean, it hardly seems the time. It's not appropriate, surely. Right now, we're taking a moment to sort of pause as Lorros is in this life or death, mostly death situation.
I've been
How
here
about
before.
those rolls though? Like, like Morley rolling a 1 and then the monster rolling a 20 after Lorros had like a 32.
I felt really bad
and you rolled
knowing that he's like, I'm going to use it. I'm like, oh my god, no, because I'd already rolled it. I could see my result at that point.
How does the nat 20 thing work? Does it get doubled or something because he did a crit success
on like a
or
skill
something?
check it wins. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
it always auto success and auto fail.
That is brutal.
It literally didn't matter what Dave ended up rolling. That's why.
Even on
unless he rolled a 20.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's why, like.
Is it true that
even
if you're attacking and you roll a 20, it always hits,
it
right?
always hits.
Yeah.
Oh,
even if the AC is
Think
really
of it,
high.
Even if it's
even
meets
if it's
beats.
beats. If it's meets beats, then it hits for sure.
Meeting is beating.
Dave, you killed me. You killed
I
me
know.
at the start of that session. Absolutely fucking killed me with the ooze.
I didn't mean to, but
if it makes Loris feel good,
I was crying.
It was correct. It was just the way the turn of phrase again.
If it makes you feel any better, Loris is covered in blood at the moment, both its and the Wintersplinter.
Mine and the trees. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Why do you love it so much? It's disturbing. You have a death wish for real.
Yeah. So I've got
if I was 7 foot tall, then yeah, absolutely, I'd be throwing myself at a tree.
Then. So,
Huh?
so if Loris had died just then, if Loris had just died, you'd just be like, okay,
ciao, bye.
Just
catch you next week, maybe.
Wow.
Talk to you later.
Okay, I do want people to be invested in their characters.
High stakes.
Don't get me wrong. Like,
okay, whatever. Fuck.
It needs to be high stakes.
Yeah, I know you worked really hard to create a super exciting environment for me, but I couldn't care less.
It's not that I don't care less. It's just that I'm
apathetic.
I'm at peace with the fact that Loris could die. It's it's not that I don't care. It's that I'm at peace that he's gonna die at some point because I keep throwing him into trees, basically. So at some point, one of those enemy trees is just going to be bigger and better than I anticipated. And
one of those enemy trees, it's always trees.
Trees all the way down. Damn it! He's revealed Strahd's true curse.
Yeah, it's all trees. Damn it.
Well, yeah, he's like a Klingon, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's a Goliath barbarian.
Right.
They're all about, like Goliaths are all about like proving themselves in war and combat and stuff.
Yeah, but Vikings are never all like. The Klingons in Star Trek, they're not all fighting to the death and going, cool.
Yeah, yay!
I don't remember that part.
It's just but the thing is, like, listen to your team, the Vikings like battle, and they're like, I want to die in battle because that's the honorable way to die. Dying an old man is not honorable. It's not. Yeah. You know, it's not how you get to Valhalla.
I know, but pain is still.
I feel like they're like, I want to kill you.
I've taken that to the next level. It's like, yeah, I love getting into battle, but I'm at peace. If I die, then I'm whatever. I'm at peace with it. It's all cool.
I think what we're saying is we'd like to see that role play.
Yeah, because I think
as something like a cool barbarian screaming defiantly at his foe, as his foe crushes his very bones, but he yells and screams. This doesn't hurt me.
Microphone.
Or at least, or maybe just saying, I will seek vengeance.
Yeah.
Or something like, whatever.
like sweet. Dead.
Yeah. What we don't know is that Dave already has Boros prepared.
Yeah.
Who's
Boros?
His
brother.
Boros rolled out of the tree.
Who's his brother? Who used to borrow Loris's gear.
Like Loris just splits open and a smaller Loris comes out, and that's his next character.
Yeah, and it comes out like rubbing his hands, go, yeah, cool.
Gotcha.
Or dead blood, whatever.
That's awesome. If I'll just talk to the viewers for a second. If you guys have got any questions for us as well, please just throw them our way so we can chat to you guys too.
Please deliver us a godly strategy to save us from a TPK, if possible.
Joe, you've got something that you wanted me to remind you of as well.
Oh yeah, I actually Runzien lives.
Runzien does live.
So cute. Desmarius sent me the scariest little Runzien.
Nice little gift from Desmarius. Thank you so much, Des.
It's just reminds me of when he was a cute little baby and he could hide in my hair.
That's very cool.
that got sent from
I think
America?
to avoid COVID stuff, I think he purchased it online from a New Zealand store.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's really cool.
Super cool. Thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you.
Shannon, it's been distracting a little bit, but your eye is reflecting your green screen or something, and it's like
yeah.
Oh, maybe it's my light.
It is fantastic though. But yeah.
Yeah, it's giving you spooky eyes.
I don't know what it is.
Kit Kat eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys have liked what we've done in the first half of the session, please do give us a follow. You can also come and see us in our Discord because we are pretty active in there all the time, and we love talking to anybody who comes in and says hi. We're desperate for friends. Come say hi. And if you also want to send me things, you can. I'm down for that too. Or Jo. She's probably the one that's going to be sent things more often, I think. But
no, don't make it weird.
Yeah, she doesn't have an OnlyFans. Sorry.
No one should send us
Don't.
things.
If you want to support us, actually, I thought of if you guys want to support us without spending a cent, clip your favorite moments because I can throw those up on our YouTube channel. It can help get more people to have eyes on what we do. So if there's a part you really like, please do clip one of those moments that gets you laughing, or subscribe or follow or whatever.
Is there still that Amazon Prime thing?
If you've got Amazon Prime, then you get a free Twitch subscription each month. So that'll cost you nothing as well. So that's pretty cool. And I think all subs are 20% off right now. So whatever. And it's still, I think it's 20% off. And Twitch eats that like delay or offset. So we still get the normal amount, which is pretty cool. So yeah, show your support. Cool. Adam, have you...
Lap Kiwi asked the question.
Can we expect a live show at any point? I would love that. I think that would be amazing. We are all Wellington based, and I know there are Wellington D&D groups that do live shows. I would love to. I don't know if everybody would love to, but I'd be down for that. I think that'd be terrifyingly awesome.
I've done a couple of live shows with Fate Bison, and like. The people that turn out, it's like such a good fun time. It's also like it's not like too serious where it's just weird. Yeah. Everyone's totally into it, and it's so much fun. I would encourage everyone to do it.
Do something next year, maybe. That could be awesome.
See, I reckon you, Reagan, and you, Adam, would be perfect for it because you're already experienced, sort of theatre-y type people. But I
love the theatre.
They have natural charisma, whereas
you would literally just do what you currently do, and people would love it. People already love it. What are you talking about? Anyway, maybe we'll have a think about it. I think it would be a lot of fun. But you're right. I'm that way inclined. Arvados, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much. You know what you get? You probably don't know this. I don't know if we've seen your name around here often, but you get a little something when you subscribe. You get a little bit of this. You may have seen a nice little GIF show up as well with a terrifying little face on it. We got that one as well.
Thank you for making the Dungeon Master do the dance.
Random Origins asks if he can come to a live show and moderate it by walking around the crowd kicking people out. I think why not? We will need a mod.
100%.
We'll need a security guard. So
I'm totally signing for it.
When are we all?
Yeah, if anyone heckles us, kick them out.
Heartbreaking just asked if we're ending. We're not. We're about to go into the second half of the stream. So stick around. Don't disappear. And so yeah, we'll be back into that pretty soon.
Oh, I know you've just reminded me of what's happening. What happened to that light-hearted question,
Adam? Where's this question of yours?
It was too sad.
I'm glad you asked. Actually, sorry, Lorros. I'm not too sad. I hate to report. I'll fight back the tears. All right, there's a question for the group. What would your character's favorite food be? Do you think?
Is Marx's beans?
Oh. Of course it is. Oh no.
Favorite food?
I think mine would like Turkish delight, actually.
Yeah.
The Baron is a Turkish delight fan.
Yeah, he likes drugs and
drugs is my favorite food. My favorite food is just drugs.
I like the ones you can eat.
I don't think he eats that much. Well, obviously pie, I think, is now his favourite food.
Well, that's clearly Lorris's favourite food is ill-gotten pies.
Ooh.
No, that's not true and grossly unfair. No,
Lorros?
I don't know. I'd like to say Lorros was a connoisseur of food, but it's not the truth. It's
He likes something gooey, right?
Yeah, exactly. If it's sort of still edible and it's got a bit of stank about it, then Lorros is into it.
Oh, creme potassier.
It's got a bit of stanky
real stinky cheese, he'll be good for it. Or even a bit of a steak that's kind of a bit past
on the turn.
Yeah.
So he likes it. He likes it more when it's off, is what you're saying.
No, not off, just kind of on its.
So you know when the milk is just got just a little sour before it thickens up. It's that point.
Yeah, that point.
So no, but that's preferable to fresh. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay. It's that high constitution.
What about Bill?
Yeah,
Bill.
Bill's idea of fancy, which he wishes he was, is somebody eating suckling pig. So I think suckling pig.
Nice.
American?
It'd probably be some elven delicacy from her hometown that I wouldn't even know what to make up. Something that's not human food. It would be a weird, because she comes from like another plane, so it would be some kind of extra planar elf food. But she'd just tell everyone it was like wild mushrooms or something.
It's like lembas bread.
Yeah, it would be that. Right. No, wait. Lembas bread, that's just kind of basic. It would be a fancy version of whatever that is.
Yeah,
but she wouldn't tell anyone that. She'd just be like, whatever I forage in the forest, obviously.
Good berries.
Good berries are her favourite.
No, she hates good berries. She's like, if I never eat another good berry, I'm happy.
What about the captain?
Good berries are our lamb's bread, really, aren't they?
They actually are.
What about Captain
What's Morley's favourite?
I think Captain Morley being at sea a lot and with like kind of like a
just a raw
kind of substance to like, you know, that tough kind of cured salty meat all the time. I think when he gets into port, he loves nothing more than like a hot seabird stew.
All right. Yeah, nice. Seagull.
Someone's been thinking about that.
Seabird. Doesn't have to be a gull. Be a petrel.
Well, a seagull is technically a seabird.
Well done. That is.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I want to get into the minutiae of it.
Anyone. Let's.
I thought he would like something with vitamin C in it, or like
a whole orange, peel and all.
Okay.
Mango.
Oh no! Does Morley eat the peel? If Morley eats the peel,
with a full orange chaser. Just to balance each other out.
Doesn't even chew it.
You need the orange after the onion
like
to kind of wash it
out. Weirdly, like a seabird.
Pelican throat Morley.
Pelican throat. I don't like that.
He's been called that in some docs. But,
wow, where'd you get that nickname from? Pelican throat Morley. Pelican throat Morley. Right.
That's quite the nickname.
I actually prefer that over pirate, to be fair.
Pirates.
It's lyric. Pelican throat Morley. Captain Pelican throat.
They just shorten it to Captain.
He does a little sideshow where he gulps oranges whole.
We're going back into the game.
Well,
just to
bring
see
it.
that scene. This tree creature has made its way up onto the edge of this trench and is standing next to an absolutely broken and bleeding and crushed Lorros, who is very, very much in a dying state at this point. It is Sildar's turn, who sees that it is now out of striking range, and pulls his crossbow off his back once more, takes a shot, and it soars straight past this tree creature and into the dirt next to it. And he's none too happy about it. God damn it! and it moves over quickly to Bill.
Seeing Lorros on the ground, I think. So, can I just clarify? Is Bill this one, or is he one of these two?
Right-hand side.
Okay. He's gonna move along the trench to where. Oh, actually, no. He's gonna slide down this bankment. Oop.
Oh, you're gonna hold down.
He's just disappeared behind.
Alt if you want to move things.
Oh yeah. Is it gonna sit on top? Yeah, it's sitting on top. Slide down into the trench towards.
It's like a 40-foot
Lorros
and down that trench.
Like sheer.
It's like American created it by taking cubes of dirt. It is a sheer drop.
And remember, I'm on the. Am I on the edge or actually in the thing?
You're on the grass next to the trench.
Beside the tree.
Next to the tree.
Oh, okay. Okay, in that case, I'm running towards Lorros. My intention is to get next to Lorros. Sorry, I was confused. I thought he was in the trench. And I'm just gonna pop down next to him. What sort of condition is he in? He's like basically like splayed out.
He's on the ground. His chest is like concave. It has just been like pushed in, and he's just got blood in his pouring from his mouth. And he's more of a blue gray than the normal gray he would normally be.
I'm like, ugh, that doesn't look good.
He looks dead.
Well and truly, DEAD.
And I place my hands on him. So he's dead. He's
had two fails.
Okay. So I'm going to place my hand on him and hopefully feel a heartbeat on his chest.
When it comes to the death save, is there a heartbeat or is it just like a rush to bring back? I imagine when I think death saves,
you're unconscious.
I thought it was like dead and you've got amount of time to get to them to revive them from. Sort of like when you give someone CPR when their heart stopped, that kind of thing.
Their rules is written, they're like bleeding out,
right,
basically.
Okay, there's a very, very incredibly faint heartbeat.
I'm just going to place my hands on his chest.
And just does like a little squelch. Because it is like, it's being compressed in.
I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to cast Healing. Got the name of my spell. It's not Healing Word, which is what I want to say, but it's not that. Cure Wounds. I'm going to cast a level 1 Cure Wounds on the big boy. Which is, I roll a 1d8 plus 4.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
He's healed with 12 points.
Great. Lorros, with Cure Wounds, your ribs painfully push themselves through, like your meat and gristle in your body to reform themselves and slowly start mending themselves over the 6 seconds that Bill is performing this over you. That is, it's the excruciating pain of this that brings the consciousness back, and you open your eyes to see Bill looking down over you, and you coughing and clearing all of the blood out of your lungs.
Where is he?
That was gross. That was way grosser than last time.
You are not feeling good at all. You're not even very coherent at this point, I think. Lorros, this was huge. This was a massive attack on you. Anything else from Bill? Because you've got this massive tree right next to you as well. It's this tree and Lorros. You're all very close.
Yeah, I've used my action, so.
Baron, over to you. You've seen Bill run towards and sort of in behind the shape of this tree. You can only assume he's gone running for Lorros.
I saw Lorros get crushed and dropped, right? I was like, cool. Well, I was like, holy shit. Fucking. And shakily point my finger out towards the tree and cast Everybody Loves Ray of Sickness again. with a 1.
Oh, why?
Give us a D100 to see how bad this is. Can you detail what Ray of Sickness is? Did you roll it in the chat before? I'm trying to. Here we go. Lashes out towards a
well, it's a
creature.
ray of sickening greenish energy.
All right, so it's just like a green bolt, or that's like connected between you and whatever it hits. Yeah.
I imagine it's like a wavy line that goes more like the black light from Luigi's Mansion. That's what I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. 82.
It's actually not too bad at all. This one just doesn't sort of come out of your hand as well as it might normally. There's a little singe to the end of it, like it kind of burns as it like pops out of the end of your finger this time, and it misses the tree and bolts up into the sky. You just take a small 1 point of burn damage to the finger.
Oh, my finger turned green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else from the Baron?
I'm just gonna blow on my finger and look around furtively, hoping no one noticed.
Morley, over to you. You're still sort of rubbing your shin from that last successful roll.
Looking up, do I see the green glow?
Yeah, it's pretty faint. From the side, you're not seeing it too clearly, but there is a sort of the mid section of this thing is a more greenish tinge than the rest.
Okay, so I haven't got a clear shot at like the emanating gem.
Point, no.
Okay. All right, and Bill and Lorros are right at its feet, right?
Yes, yeah.
Like right under it. Yeah, okay. Well, it's time for me to use that inspiration that I got all those weeks away when I gave those kids some coins in a jacket. I successfully bartered for that. So I'm going to try my crossbow with advantage this time. Come on, you piece of shit!
Nice.
Thank God.
Hey!
That's a 20 for the hit. 5 piercing damage. However, they're right next to him, aren't they? The tree's enemies.
Get a sneak attack in there.
Yeah, so that's going to be a sneak attack, dealing an extra 3d6 of damage to this piece of wooden shit. Not even varnished.
Plus poison.
Plus poison on the arrow.
I'll do a quick Constitution roll. It failed, so roll the poison as well.
How do I roll
Joe
poison?
just rolled it.
I just rolled it.
Joe rolls the poison.
I rolled a 4 plus 5
9,
for
so you
9.
That's
Last
plus
one.
11 sneak attack damage.
3d6 and 9, so another.
Yeah, so 5, 11, and
20
9.
damage.
Not
this
bad.
bolt, actually hits it with the force that snaps one of its branches, and blood just pours out of that wound on its side. And at that same time, it opens its mouth. You can see the green sort of become a little more apparent, the glow, and it lets out another one of those low rumbles, and just like stomps its foot down, just sending a shake across the ground. It looks like that one really, really didn't make it happy. Lorros, over to you.
So just as far as how close we are to that tree, is
You're
it right? Like
within
it's a
5
foot.
It dropped you
next
right next to it, so you're basically right next to it. American?
I'm just lying there prone, looking up at Bill, and it's like, oh, fuck, everything hurts. I was gonna roll my head to the side and sort of see this foot, and with Lightbringer in my hand, I'm literally just gonna go bang on its foot, and it's gonna collapse.
American's patiently got her finger up. What's going on, the American?
Remember that Runzin is queued up to help Lorros.
Runzin is still on the vine, right? Lorros.
Yeah. But he can still do something to try and help. Like, that's what his move is, right? Or does it have to, because I've specified it was to try and...
What happened? What?
But could he distract?
We can say that it can distract. Sure. I mean, I'm trying to think of the rules. I believe from a prone state, if you attack, you get disadvantage anyway. Just the same as if someone attacks you while you're prone, it's an advantage on you. So if he's lying down and he's going to be doing it at disadvantage, we can use runs in to distract and put it at normal, so there's no disadvantage. Cool.
Works
so just
for me.
do a normal attack with Lightbringer.
Yeah, so because I died, my rage has subsided, so I'm normal attack. And I'm just going to do the one because I kind of feel like, given the situation, I don't actually probably have the energy to sort of make 2 attacks. It's just like, and I'll regather my thoughts afterwards.
Wait, so you're choosing not to attack twice?
I'd let you do a second.
I prefer you did.
One at disadvantage if you wanted to.
Okay. All right. So that's a 22 doing 8. Yeah, so I'll go bang, and then just kind of flail wildly with my mace for the next one, which, as you say, will be at disadvantage. And I will roll that. And I rolled.
Whoa! Double crits!
Double crits! The wild.
That is amazing.
It's like a double rainbow. It's so perfect.
Wow, that's actually.
It dies instantly.
That is actually how much damage is that? That's like 22 damage.
8 and 9 is 17. Yeah, 22.
There's something about the way that you hit that thing, Dave.
Wildly without aiming.
Yeah.
Just flailing.
That is just like perfect. It's like you brought it down on its like the equivalent of like taking a hammer to someone's big toe. Like you just bring that down straight onto its foot, and it screams in agony and just like topples down onto the ground. It's not dead, like it's still moving, and it looks to be using its branches to try and gain position. But you've toppled it just with that crack down. The thing that you noticed before like falling back down onto the ground was just the cracks splintering across its foot with the weight of you bringing that down.
That's what you get, bitch.
And by the way, Ramsien manages to land safely on the ground next to this tree as it lands, crashing onto the ground. Mirakin, top of the round. You've just seen this tree climb its way to the top, and then topple down onto the ground, into the winery, into the vineyard. Sorry.
Yeah, and I scream out, "That was amazing, Runsin! Oh, I'm so proud of you, my baby! Oh, Runsin did this! Incredible!" I'm trolling. No, I'm pretty pleased with that we've rallied. I feel we've rallied, but the battle's not won yet. I'm just going to keep being a cheap bitch and keep taking pot shots, to be honest. It's my strategy, and it seems to be working.
All right.
Very creative. It's a very creative mode for me right now. I didn't roll with advantage. Hang on. And then I get to roll it twice. My first roll is 18. And then I rolled a 16. So I'm going to go at 18 for 9 piercing damage.
Okay. 9 piercing damage.
And again with the freaking poison. So he had to roll a DC 9 con save.
Wait, that's sorry.
For the poison.
It failed.
Pretty easy to beat. Oh, okay. So it takes 7 poison damage.
With that toppling down, and it's the tree creature trying to like lift itself up off the ground, you notice just like a little bright spot on its back. That's because of the way it's kind of like arching itself to try and get back up onto its feet. And you sight it up with that arrow. So you've done a total of 16 damage. And that arrow just like thuds straight into the back of this creature, and just pushes straight through. And Lorros and Bill, you hear this the most loudly, just this massive roar coming from this creature. And Bill, you look over to see this green seed-like gem being forced out of its mouth and hitting the vineyard. And and the scream of that tree just is deafening. You all clasp your hands over your ears as like the trees and leaves around you are buffeted, and the trench starts, little bits of dirt start giving way and falling into that trench, and then there's just silence, followed by the tree falling dead onto the ground.
Yeah, you killed
Timber! Runs in.
You did this.
The next thing that happens, and American, you're the only one to really notice it, is that Sildar just starts fading into the ethereal plane, and he looks down at his hands to kind of see what's going on, and he looks up at you, American, and mouths something, but you don't hear it, and he's gone. He disappears.
Sildar, no.
Oh, wait. Was the tree was his father?
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh no, we killed Dildar's father in the past.
So is the tree still on the edge, or is it actually now in the
like
ditch again?
but now that it's toppled and not moving, it just looks like an old dead tree, like a massive log that had just been sitting in this like vineyard for years.
Don't.
Log. I mean, everything when it's supposedly.
He looks like a real.
Someone dies, it just.
Mark's
so maybe
been.
it has done it as well.
He looks like one of. He looks like one of Ismark's finest.
True Burgermaster has been here.
Oh, dear.
Bill's going to go quickly scoop up that gem.
Yeah, it's kind of sitting right next to this thing, and you pick it up, and its glow is so warm to touch. It's not hot. It's just this perfectly warm feel to it. You notice that the grass that you've just pulled it up out of, you haven't picked up the log. Come on, guys. That kind of thing. The grass that the gem had fallen onto, now that you've pulled the gem away, you notice that grass was so lush, but you've pulled it away from the grass now, and it's kind of just died and back to how the rest of the grass looks.
It's natural fertilizer, right?
Okay, that was good.
That's
actually,
true.
that was very good.
Yeah, that's good.
The only thing that would make this toppled tree not look like just any other toppled tree is just the amount of blood that has finally stopped being created, but it is just falling off it onto the ground around it.
Get in there, Lorros.
Oh, it's totally. Well,
You've earned it, Lorros.
There's teeth that I need to collect. So, yeah, while you're collecting the gem, I'm literally
out cold.
digging my way.
There's literally never been any teeth.
No, I've been bitten by this thing so many times now. I'm going for teeth. I want a tree tooth.
As I hate to try and break the little fantasy, but Lorros got fucked up, and he is not feeling good. He may have 12 HP, but he is absolutely exhausted and lying.
Good or bad or not feeling well, Lorros will crawl over to this tree and will just lie there and pull whatever looks like a tooth out of this thing's mouth.
Check.
With pleasure.
This is becoming a saga.
It's the way I roll.
Wriggle over
I think
like a
with a
snake.
roll of
I rolled a 14 plus 6. Which
I
gave me
wasn't
20.
going to have a large DC on this one because I didn't want to be the DM of like sadness. But with something that high, yeah,
You've been quite
you
generous
do
though,
make
so
your
I
way
wouldn't
over
have
to
minded.
this thing, and manage to start bashing, like with the end of your lightbringer, just bashing into this mouth, this thing that like almost was the end of you.
I'm happy for you to have it that Lorros is literally commando crawling across this thing.
I think
through
with a roll
blood
of
and guts and
20,
ooze
you're
and
like,
just
you
whatever.
do that for the first 20 feet of this log's length, and you get the amount of blood that you want just coating your front. But that knowing that this was almost your demise just fuels you to stand up. You got like one hand on its side as you just make your way up the length of this thing, and you start pounding the shit out of its mouth with your light bringer to snap off a tooth. Guys, I was trying to set the scene.
Yeah. Really?
Pounding the shit out of its mouth. Okay. All right.
With your turgid mace.
Lorros the tree surgeon.
Merrick, what are you up to? What's going on? You just toppled this thing. You're standing on the tree line, looking down at everything.
I'm in shock that we've managed to topple it, but I'm not feeling relieved yet because I know there were more enemies. So I want to scan the area and see if I can sense any in our
give me a perception
vicinity.
check. We'll do this with advantage. You're all listening out. You're all very aware that there were other creatures, but we'll go with advantage here.
Yeah. Oh, and
you listen out for just a few seconds, listening to the trees, listening to the wind passing through them. You don't hear any footsteps. You don't hear anything moving. The only thing that you can really hear is, now that you're concentrating really hard, you can just hear some talking happening from the winery to the north. Yeah,
I hear talking from the winery to the north.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay. I'm going to let down my guard a little, and I'm going to shimmy down the tree and come and see what we have brought. I can't believe we survived, let alone beat this thing. Do you think that gem is one of them? Surely it's the magical seed stolen from the winery. Surely.
That's the seed. That's the seed, American.
Oh, my spirits.
Imagine Davian's face when he sees this again.
Yeah.
Imagine how much wine he's going to give us.
Yeah. We're heroes.
Lifetime supply, guys.
Do you think this is the purple dragon crush, or do you think this is the other one?
This is the third best one. This is the worst one, I think.
Yeah.
Let me get my book
That's
out.
the third best one. That's a bit of a
They've been
worry.
stolen in order of how good they are. So first one that got stolen ages ago, 10 years ago, was the best, and then the second best was stolen by Baba Ganoush.
Yeah.
And then
Baba Lasagna.
Baba Lasagna, and then this is the last one that is left. And they've just the dregs. But
I think you mean
still
eminently
good.
drinkable.
Yeah.
Exactly, Bill.
To be
Still
eminently
heroes.
drunk. Yes.
Eminently drunk. Joe, not Joe. Merrick. I don't know who Joe is. Don't know why that came up. I feel like you should be the one to hold on to this, and I pass you the gem.
I mean, it is very naturey. I'll take it.
Get your hands on it, and there's something so, there's something so amazingly, something's connecting you to this seed, like no other magical item you've ever come across. It feels the embodiment of nature, and you, and you feel that through your very fiber.
Wow. It's brimming with nature magic. I think.
How big is it?
Is it like, how am I cradling it? How big is it?
Kind of, I don't know, like the size of a couple of fists together, I guess. It's a decent size. You're holding it in both hands.
Is it two large
There you go.
avocados?
That's the one, yes. And it's
Two large
almost got
avocados.
like a pine cone kind of shape to it. But it's clearly a gem.
But we can't relax yet. We know there's more of that evil druid cult out there. Surely they're coming.
I'm surprised they're not chasing hot after the giant tree.
They probably thought it would destroy us quite handily.
They thought the job was done. They were wrong.
Yeah.
Were they ever?
Well, where are
Just
they
take a
then?
minute to gloat, like, we actually just took it down.
Fuck
But
runs
yeah.
in, I tell you.
Runs in did this.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Undead, we would have been totally screwed.
Lorros, how are you, man? You took a fucking beating there, man.
Yeah, I'm all right. As he spits out a bit of blood and he pulls out one of his own teeth just because it's loosened, and he holds up and one of these what he thinks are tree teeth, and is like, I got myself a replacement.
How big are these teeth?
They would be almost a foot in size in each dimension.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the necklace.
Yeah. It's going to be a nice little trophy. I'm not sure what the fuck I'm going to do with it, but
flavor.
You could carve an axe handle out of it or something.
Yeah.
I just carve an axe out of it. To be fair, if it's that length, an axe head.
The thing with that tooth, Lorros, is it's that same sort of black spongy wood that American's staff is made out of, and it too is just kind of coated in like blood. And as much as you try and wipe that blood off it, there's still kind of a layer of it seeping through that wood. And when
really like this tree.
The closer you hold it to yourself, there's like a beastly kind of sick aura, like a real gross, sickly, beastly aura coming from it that gives you even a little bit of pause for a moment. Yeah.
It's not pleasant, but I really like it.
Yeah.
Well, we should be on our guard for a second attack. Should we head back to the winery and warn them? Maybe see if we can rest or set up fortifications of some kind?
Absolutely.
I could definitely
and it's getting close to sundown at this point as well. You guys haven't rested since... it's been a busy day for you guys. Busy.
Busy,
It's been very full.
Understatement of the
last time you rested was at the Blue Water Inn in Vallaki. So there's been a lot that's happened since you guys woke up this morning. And the walk back to the winery is slow. And the fatigue that you're all feeling is definitely, now that the adrenaline has sort of worn off, you're all feeling quite worn out. But let's move you back to the winery.
Let's go impress Davian. Oh, should I wrap it up? Should I wrap up the gym?
Yes.
Something. Oh my god, how cheap would that be?
It's just...
I'm just going to put it under my cloak as a surprise.
You can make like a lampshade and a whole lighting feature out of it.
So you guys should all be on the new map. Now.
Saw my guy and he moved.
So you guys are all sort of at that entrance. Actually, you've come up from the south, so let's all move you guys to the south of...
Wait. Where's our wagon?
Oh, yeah. We'll say that you guys...
Right? We parked it around the side.
Let's say you'll tidily get onto that cart. I forgot you guys had that wagon. So you're back onto the cart and just make your way slowly back up to the winery.
Davian!
Yeah, Davian.
Davian, you asshole.
Davian. I watched Rocky recently.
I don't have... Where is this token? I don't have his token. That's annoying.
Did we ever figure out an innuendo on Davian?
He's too nice.
Is he nice?
Is he nice?
He's not really. He's quite angry. And, yeah.
No, but
he's been pretty bloody
he
nice
was nice
to you
to
guys.
us, you know. He was ornery but lovable.
Yeah.
Few issues.
And this is my fan art of him.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh, he's got his filters on. He looks fabulous.
Good.
Goddamn druids! Goddamn blights!
I like the rocking horse.
Oh, the Bocephalus.
Blistine?
Bocephalus.
Yeah.
Bocephalus.
The Rocky Horse is great.
Blinsky.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No fun.
No fun.
That's the one.
No Blinsky.
Yeah, you will manage to step off out of the cart, and Davian walks out this back door and says, "Oh, you're back! You're back! I can't believe it! What the hell happened out there with that fucking tree?"
It's quite the greeting.
He is.
Wow.
He is amazed. We were watching the whole thing. That thing was enormous. Oh, you're all alive.
We kicked its ass, Davian.
Yes. And I'm gonna be like I'm gonna hold my cloak and I'm like holding it around. I'm holding the gem and I'm like concealing it with my cloak and I'm like, by the way, are you looking for this? And I just hold up this beautiful gem.
He cannot believe his eyes. His eyes go wide, his jaw drops, and he is completely silent as he stares at the gem in your hands. I can't believe it. You got it. You found a gem. And his eyes start watering, and he coughs and sort of whistles out, and one of the younger family members comes running out the door and sees that gem in your hands as well. Davian sort of leans and whispers something to him, and he nods. And Davian turns to you, American, and through strained voice says, "We have to plant this thing as soon as possible. I didn't think we'd ever see one of these again, you guys." And he coughs, and he clears his throat, and he says, "There's something special. There's something so special about you all. Maybe Barovia isn't cursed for long with the likes of you all here. I can't believe
it." Don't forget you've got that kombucha recipe as well.
And yeah, Davian looks at you, Morley, and says, "Oh, trust me, we'll be concentrating on that the most. It's going to take some time before we can get the grapes back from this seed, and all of our efforts will be going into the kombucha, as you call it."
Happy to hear it, Davian, and happy that you'll soon have your grapes again.
What of the druids? They're all... Those goddamn druids, are they dead? Are they dead?
No, just a little treat.
They're probably sad that we killed their monster.
Yeah, the monster is dead, but we didn't see any druids.
Unless they're making another one.
Oh, shit.
That could be problematic.
But unless they needed this big gem to make it, so...
Of course they did. They needed a source of immense magical power, and we've taken that from them.
The gem came from that giant goddamn tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in its mouth.
It's a blight of some
I
kind.
didn't know they came that goddamn big.
We did learn something interesting. It would appear as though those what do you call them? Goddamn druids?
Druids!
Appear to be in league with a goddamn vampire.
You're shitting me.
We're not.
No.
We're not, no.
You mean, I assume you mean Strahd. Why would he want this winery? Oh, it doesn't make sense.
Well, I don't know if he wants the winery, but perhaps he wants the wine. You said he was an old customer, no?
Yes, but if he's in leagues with them, they've been trying to destroy everything.
Well, maybe he wants the wine for himself, and he wants to have his own business.
If he wanted the wine for himself, he would just take over the winery, right? Maybe he wants to wipe out all the wine because he's already got his own winery somewhere else. Get rid of the competition.
He's getting rid of the competition. Totally.
Maybe he, like me, is a recovered alcoholic and is stomping out
the blood of his
Everything's prohibition.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't like his the people he bites to have alcohol in their system, so he's getting rid of the winery. Yeah,
Good point.
It's like a flavor thing.
I'm worried that if the druids are still alive, that they'll be back and in greater numbers.
Now they'll be back, but we'll be ready for them.
How many of them are there? How are they going to have even greater numbers?
I don't know how many there are. Well, we sent a few of ours out there a few days back and lost many of us.
Wally and I saw 3, 4, did we, in the circle? How many did we see?
We saw them, about 3 of them. I think they were up there in that hill, Yester Hill.
Is there any way we can rest here for the night while fortifying against an attack from them and being ready?
Yes.
I don't know if you've noticed, but we're looking quite poor.
It was very apparent.
And he's like looking at Lorros as he says that, like, Lorros, you look like shit at this point.
Thanks for stating the obvious.
Please, come inside and rest up, and we'll make sure that you're looked after.
Do you think that your crow family could maybe reconnoiter around and see if they can spot the druids, and they'll be able to follow the path of destruction?
Well, I'll get onto that throughout the night while you rest, and so we make sure that we can plan ahead.
Do you have any wine?
A little. None of the good stuff.
Well, good enough.
He takes you all in, and there's a small meeting of his family to sort of discuss who's going to go out and take a look throughout the night. And there's maybe a group of 12 to 15 that sort of say they're going to go out. They're going to keep their distance after what happened to the last lot that went out, and they'll keep an eye on them from a distance throughout the night. If there's any sign of them heading this way, they'll be back to alert you before anything can go down. Davian has the rest of his family prepare the bedrooms for you all and prepare food and drink for all of you. Is there anything you'd like to do before calling it a night and getting some sort of rest? There is?
There's something I would like to do. So you know those couple of dead people that we had strapped to the top of the
2 dead druids, yes.
The cart? Yeah. So they're corpses. Is there any way that I could turn them into skeletons?
Yes, you can turn a corpse into either a zombie or a skeleton. You can't turn a skeleton into a zombie. So a corpse, you get to choose.
Okay. I would like to cast a magical spell called Animate Dead, and because I am a necromancer of level 5, I get to make 2 zombies or skeletons instead of 1 with the spell, and I would like to turn them both into skeletons.
Okay, great, yeah. The flesh just melts off them as you're casting this spell, leaving just their bones lying on the ground outside. You've kind of placed them onto the ground, sort of out the back of the south entrance of this place. And there's a glow that sort of like lights up into their eyes. It's like a greenish glow that fills their eye sockets where their eyes used to be. And they each sort of slowly and rickety get to their feet and stand sort of like almost like clattering their bones in front of you.
Hello.
Do I have
welcome back.
Something for this? Let's have a quick look.
And those were the druids we killed when we first came to the winery, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh damn! I don't.
So the skeletons will still have noticeably bad
they've
teeth.
still got really bad breath, and they're just standing in front of you, and sort of in front of you.
These things have no memory or anything of what they were previously. Yeah, they're just mindless. Yeah.
I think I would like to call them Colin. Have we had a Colin before? Oh no, we had in the old one. We had a Colin the kobold.
Colin the kobold.
Colin and Tracy.
Tracy.
Welcome back. Could you please stay around the entrance to to where we're on the outside of this vineyard by the door, and they can keep an eye out. Just enjoy the
Colin
night.
gives you like a from the waist bow to sort of let you know that, and sort of says as he bows, and then Tracy just sort of mimics like a little curtsy, even though she's not wearing clothes and stuff. She's just like
very polite.
And they sort of are you wanting them just to sort of circle around and just keep an eye out around the
No, just stand by one of the doors, so they're standing next to each other, and basically it bounces. And I'm going to give the sword that I got. I can't remember if it was from Bill or
during the death
Morley.
house, I think.
Yeah, so I'll give that to Tracy, and I'll need to find another short sword or crossbow. If I can find those, then they'll be all decked out with crossbows and
up as well. So they've got some weapons stored away that you're able to use. They're all pretty basic weapons. There's a short sword, a rapier, a crossbow, a bow and arrow that you can kind of utilize.
Yep, they can use, I think, crossbows and short swords.
Yeah, cool. So they're all just like kitted up with these blades and a ranged weapon each, standing at the doorway, at the southern door, looking out over the vineyard, looking out towards the woods off to the south, where they can see this path having been carved through these trees before the fog sort of removes any shape.
Fantastic. I'll just give them each a cigarette and light it for them and say, well, I'll catch you in the morning. Thanks very much. I'm going to go have a glass of wine.
Just imagining them like dragging on the cigarette and the smoke coming out their eyes.
Yes.
How do they create a vacuum with no lungs?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
They stand up with no
Exactly.
muscles.
How do they do? Is that magic? Oh my god!
I don't know. How do they have
So,
this works?
what are the plans between now and either the crows returning with news of an alert, or morning comes? What is the plan for you lot?
Long rest.
Okay.
Long rest.
Yeah, you guys hit the hay.
Yeah, unlike last time, Morley's long rest and come hell or high water.
You are being very well guarded. The last one of you, I think maybe Morley. No, I'm going to say American with this because of that bond that you had with that gem. Before you sort of jump into bed, you look out of the window from the second floor, out over the vineyard, and you just see one of the family members, Davian's family members, out digging a small hole to bury this seed. And you see the green glow of it disappear as dirt is turfed over the top of it, and the silhouette of the worker moving back towards the winery. And you jump into bed, and you all get a solid 8 hours sleep. You also all level up to level 8. Is it level 8? 7. Level 6.
Wait, level 8.
7.
Level 6.
You're at level 6 at the moment.
No, level 8.
What? I don't even know what level I am.
You level up one level.
You go to level 6.
Ah,
Level 8.
oh, wow.
I'll
This
take
is good.
level 8 because that would be
Level
awesome.
7. So,
Six.
no, you guys are already.
I don't
you guys are
know.
already
No,
at
what
level
level
6, right?
Level
We're
zero
currently
six.
level 6.
So you
Ah,
all
phew.
go
Okay.
to
Alright.
level. Where's my book? We
7.
need to go through everybody and sort of talk about what that means for everyone. Where's my handbook?
I'm just like, I think I've been level 5 and roll 20 this whole time.
Yeah,
Probably been
probably.
rolling bad worse
Yes,
than I meant
100% It
to.
has been.
I don't think.
That's SMRT.
Not.
Yeah, I've rolled a.
You've been
just
level
been rolling
5.
level
Is that what you
fives.
said?
Well, I'm level 6 in D&D Beyond, but roll
That's like
20.
Wait a second.
shit.
I've got something for this. Who's got Sirenscape on at the moment? Because I've got something for that.
Oh, it's going to
do.
be
I
like
haven't
some
heard
kind of
anything.
fart sound effect.
Here we go. Sad trombone.
The only thing I've heard from
It's just been
Sirenscape
gentle.
all night,
It's
by the
been
way.
just gentle.
Yeah, me
breezes
too.
And stuff.
Oh, okay. Now it's a fucking trumpet or
8.
something with it.
I want
I
to
just
do like
imagine
morning
that
radio.
Colin out there with his
Yeah.
trumpet.
So yes, Joe, you've been rolling worse than you should have been rolling for the last, like, I don't know, 18 sessions.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
No, I don't think she has been actually, because the proficiency doesn't change between 5th and 6th.
Okay.
And there's no like ability score improvements between 5th and 6th either. So I think she's okay.
Although I know you're doing your HP on D&D Beyond, so that's fine. So let's go through everybody's level up. We'll start just in the order that I see everybody on screen. So we'll start with the barbarian.
Yeah, so mine at 7th level, I gain feral instinct, which basically means my instincts are so honed that I have advantage on initiative rolls.
Oh yeah.
Which is quite handy. Additionally, if I'm surprised at the beginning of combat and I'm not incapacitated, I can act normally on my first turn, but only if you enter your rage before doing anything else on that turn. So that's what I get from level 7.
And you get an extra. Oh no, you had an extra rage last time. Proficiency stays the same.
Yeah, I get it. That doesn't change. I think that's only on even levels. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. I'm just going to do it in.
That's pretty good. Initiative.
The D&D Beyond now.
Initiative rolls is pretty good.
I'll see what happens. Yeah, and I go up. I gain another 9 HP, which is quite handy.
And there's nothing for your primal path that kicks in at this point. No, I don't think so.
No, not at this point. I get the extra hit dice, which is nice. Yay! Yeah, it's basically the feral instinct is the thing that I gain.
Let's have a look for Druid. What's we got your stuff up there, Joe? Have you got it available?
I don't know what I get. I don't know if I get anything good.
First of all, you might.
There's nothing at 7th level that is like a class feature that I get.
You'll get an increase
so you get
in spell
your
slot,
first level
maybe.
4.
I think you probably get a.
You get a level 4 spell. But yeah, it looks like nothing else. Just a level 4 spell. It's a bit of a. It's just a level.
It's
4
pretty
spell
huge though.
massive.
Every time you get a new spell level, it's like access to a whole new world.
Let's move.
A new fantastic point of view.
Adam, with Morley, looks like your sneak attack goes up to 4d6.
Oh,
it does, and I get something called evasion. Beginning at 7th level, you can nimbly dodge out of the way of certain area effects, such as, this will be handy, a red dragon's fiery breath, or an ice storm spell. When you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed, and only half damage if I fail.
That's pretty awesome. So it basically means any area effect, the damage is going to be halved, whether you save or not, basically. So if you...
That means that I'll be able to cast friendly fire on you with much less guilt.
With gay abandon.
Is there anything for your subclass that you're aware of?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think I've got that on this app at the moment. But take a look at your subclass and see if there's anything that jumps out for you there.
Well, hang on a minute.
What subclass might that be?
Yeah, I get an extra little bit of magic in the boot.
Fantastic.
Nice.
I thought that might be coming up from soon.
Boot magic.
Let's go to the wizard in the party. You don't get any new features, I don't think. But you do get a level 4 spell.
No. Yes, I think that's all I get.
No.
American.
I don't know if I do get one.
You do get a level 4 spell.
You do.
It's not showing.
You look
me.
up your
Druid
table.
Druids. Your arcane
try.
tradition. Have you got anything that kicks in for that?
No. That's something that happens is 10th level.
Okay.
So I don't get anything until 8th level where I get ability score improvement like everyone else.
And then we look at the bard. 7th level.
Yeah. So I get a 4th level spell slot. And I'm very excited about the spell that I'm picking. but I'm not going to say what
also
it is just yet.
You know one more spell as well, so your known spells goes up to 10.
Yeah. So I'm going to use my known spells to add a new one, and then also I'm going to change one of my existing spells to something else.
So this is a point, I guess, where everyone's having long rests, where you can mix up your spells and stuff as well, right? So the wizard gets to adjust the spells, I think, at this point, if he wants to. You don't have to do that right now. We can do that.
I can change my prepared
we can do that
spell
between now and next session.
I'm going to roll to see which season I'm in. Roll a d4. As I do. Don't mind me. I'm trying to figure out whether
gets more HP, right?
More HP. If you did it automatically last time, please do it automatically again this time. If you rolled for it last time, roll for it this time. And adjust your HP. You're on 68 now, Dave.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
I
right.
am.
I'm not doing this live.
Quite look up. It's
I
so
can't
easy.
concentrate on two things at once.
Obviously, I don't have spells to play with, which I guess would make it more difficult. But it's so easy to level up a Goliath Barbarian. It's like you press a button and roll 20. D&D Beyond does it for you. It's so cool.
Cool. If you guys are ready to jump into the morning, we can do that. If there's any, if you guys need a couple more minutes to make the changes.
I'm fine.
I rolled a 3, so I'm a spring.
Oh, I don't know if we've seen spring.
Spring with green eyes and rosy red cheeks.
Campaign, that's for sure.
Are you quite ferocious in spring? I forget.
No.
I forget.
Do you want to detail what spring
Can't remember what spring is.
I'm going to come down the stairs in the morning and I'm just going to be like, guess what? I woke up feeling cute.
Oh.
And I'm going to show off my stuff and it's got even more bows festooning it. I'm like, look.
Like, you're feeling really happy about yesterday, I think. It's just, you've woken up feeling very good about everything.
We're heroes.
How about the rest of you? How did you all sleep? Start with Lorros. Laura, how's Lorros feeling this morning? You're well rested. You got all your HP back.
Had a few aches and pains in the joints. You know, I feel like a few things have been moved around. Sleep. I was gonna basically say I slept like the dead, but like that just seemed appropriate. Like literally collapsed on my bed and didn't move. I'm surprised I even made it to the bed. To be fair, I was expecting just to collapse on the floor. But yeah, I'm feeling okay. Just a bit achy and sore and a bit. Oh, that was an interesting experience. I'm pleased I lived through it.
I want to say to Lorros, like, because he seems to be very fondly cradling that giant tooth.
Oh yeah, I've still got that.
That could make quite a good club, do you think?
That's a good idea.
Just a thought. Also, I want to tell everyone, like, well, when we were fighting that monster, I realized this creepy stuff, creepy cute though, look at the bows, it's actually the same thing as the monster. And I realized that if I was to destroy the staff at some point, it would kill blights. So many blights. They're attuned to it.
It could be really handy if we've got an attacked by a bunch of blights at any time.
I'm still not sure if that giant tree counted as a blight, but I was ready to try that as a last-ditch move.
No worries, your Ranzin had it covered, right?
Oh, Ranzin. So cute today.
How's Bill?
That could really come in handy, though, if we're attacked by all those blights. Because they looked pretty tough.
If I start yelling, set this thing on fire right now, don't question it, just do it.
Can you just break it over your knee, or...?
I don't know if I would be strong enough. How strong is this stuff?
Would it just be because it's all
It
spongy?
could definitely be broken in the right hands, that's for sure.
A non-turgid stuff. Well,
how
what's the range
is the
on it?
staff?
What was that? Sorry, Bill?
How flaccid is the
I'm glad I
staff?
asked.
Well, it is morning, so I don't know.
So turgid then.
Oh,
I wouldn't know. I'm not that attuned to it.
What's the range on its destroying blights? Because it won't destroy all the blights in the world, right?
No, I believe
Unless.
it would be quite significant.
So it lets out like an enormously loud scream. So as far as it can travel, it will anything that any blight that hears it will be destroyed. Yeah.
Okay, that's impressive. So are we saying that the tree was made of the same thing as a staff? So therefore the block of wood that I hold that I'm thinking now to make into a club is also made of the same thing.
The same wood, yeah.
I wonder if it has the same vampiric properties as this.
Yeah, I mean, like American, you can give me an Arcana roll if you want to sort of investigate that the tooth from the tree.
Sure. Okay. Just give me a second. And I just looked it up. It's a 300-foot range, I think.
There you go.
So
Wow.
quite a lot. How many hippopotamuses? I rolled a 7 for
I'll
Arcana.
roll one more.
80?
You're attuned to this Golthius staff of yours. 21.
Oh, I rolled an 18 plus 3.
Yeah, while it's made of the same properties, it's not imbued. There's no magic coming off this block that Lorros has got. It looks like the majority of what magic that had was fueled by the gem. Whereas there's something different about the staff you've got. You don't know what that could be or why there's a difference yet, but there's a difference.
So I have an oozy piece of wood,
which is oozing a lot less this morning. Yeah.
That's disappointing. I quite like the ooze.
I don't think you want your wood to ooze. I think that's a sign that you should see a doctor.
Well, technically it was someone else's wood that was oozing. I just had it in my possession.
Not right, Lorros. It's not right. Just have a shower and move on. Why do you always have to make everything so dirty?
You guys will make your way down into the main area of the winery, and there's a lot of hustle happening sort of outside and towards where the cart and the barrels were being stocked up before. And it looks like they're getting ready to sort of maybe go out and deliver some of these last barrels. And Davian sort of stops you, Bill, as you make your way towards that area. He says, "Oh, we're just you mentioned that the Vallaki was light on the wine. We just thought we better get this going."
I think that's a good idea. Any of these barrels? What do the barrels contain? Other than wine, obviously, but what kind? And
you can see printed on the barrels now. They've got a couple of big labels sort of stuck onto the sides, and it's sort of the 2 barrels of their the second best wine and 1 barrel of their third best wine of their 3. He says, "Are you coming along with us, or should what are your plans for the morning?"
I might just look to the group for that. I thought we might go and check Yester Hill and make sure that it's secure if we don't have any other intel from your family.
Shannon?
When was...
Sorry, Shannon was...
What? Just one question. Strahd is supposed to show up tomorrow, is that right? Not today.
On day 3, yeah. What day are we? Second day. Right, so we've got 24 hours before Strahd turns up.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
I think that these druids, we've got to stop these druids before they repower themselves, go back and...
If they come back and attack the winery when it's undefended, they're just going to take the gem again.
Exactly.
We probably need to take them first.
We just got...
But if we
got 1 day to do it.
But if we show up and we're in too poor of a state to protect Irina, the Strahd will take her.
I think Irina's protected, hopefully, by those bones.
This is like Tracy's choice.
Like to be there just in case.
Sophie.
Who?
Yeah, I know, but
Tracy,
making a joke about the skeleton named Tracy.
How long do we reckon it's going to take to check out Yester Hill? It's not that far away, right? We could do that in a couple of hours.
40 minutes, yeah.
We can't just let them take away everything we've done.
Cart ride from here.
Yeah. So getting there and back, check it out. We can do that in under 3 hours, and we can be off to save Irina in no time flat.
Considering our battles take 2 minutes,
Yeah.
we can limp back.
Yeah.
We could smash any druids in a matter of seconds.
How safe is the route to Vallaki with the wine?
That was what I was going to propose. If we're more than happy to wait, if it means we can have your accompaniment on the road back to Vallaki.
Yeah.
How far is it back to Vallaki from here?
This voice is killing me tonight. It's about 2 to 3 hours back to Vallaki.
Okay, so 3 hours, 6 hours. Okay, cool.
Davian, did your family find out anything last night? Were there any attacks? Were there any signs of those? Oh, yeah, no.
It looks like you did a very good number on those goddamn blights and druids. They said there was maybe a dozen figures on Yester Hill throughout the night. And they looked like they were creating some kind of statue or something. And
what? Another one.
But I'm sure without the gem, I'm sure there's nothing they can do. But it does make me wonder if they'll be back for it.
Oh, to reanimate their victory. Hey, Damien, I've been meaning to ask you. Since we got here, it seems like we've been followed and watched by crows. Is it anything to do with you guys, or just completely different crows?
Interesting. It's not any of us that has been following you, but
wait.
Since you've been in Barovia, we've only sort of been keeping an eye on you since Vallaki.
Oh, so you were outside the tavern?
Yeah, some of us. That's right.
But you weren't following us from the town of Barovia, because there was a crow, raven, pigeon, flying at a high height, watching us.
Some kind of black.
We thought it was
You might
Strahd.
want to talk to Danica back in Vallaki. Maybe she's more aware of the comings and goings on that side of Barovia.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So what's the plan? What are we doing?
So we have, and Bill turns to the group. It looks like we have two choices. We can go and try to clear out these druids and turn up to Irina, possibly not very well rested. Or we can go straight to Irina and transport this wine as we go.
Don't be silly, Bill. I would never abandon the winery, the precious winery. We have to fight to save it. They're just going to come back. These poor defenseless raven people, we can't abandon them.
I think we have to risk being at a weakened state, don't you?
We won't be at a weakened state, though. We can go and take care of these druids, have a rest, and then head off to Vallaki. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Surely.
And if it gets really bad, run away.
Yeah. If Morley wants to delay his seeing of Arena first, then I'm cool with that. I think we go clear out the druids at Yester Hill.
We'll be able to
So we're going. Sorry, American.
We'll be able to come back to Irina holding our heads high and knowing that we are regarded as heroes by the folks at the winery. That'll impress her, won't it, Morley?
Yeah.
Just a few extra scratches, eh, Morley?
Leave off. Leave off. I told you we're just friends.
So chivalrous. I love it.
Well,
all right. Well,
it
seems
arriving back on a wagon full of wine as well.
Oh.
Seems we are decided then. Back to Yesterhill.
Cool. And that's where we'll
I just had a thought.
We'll call it with the triumphant cry of go back to Yesterhill. There we go.
I'm thinking, what if Yesterhill is actually Yeasty Hill? They're trying to eradicate wine because they're beer makers.
That so makes sense.
That makes sense.
Cool.
To get it out.
Yeasty boys.
Wow, we survived. What the heck?
Yeah, that was great.
That thing was getting like 4 attacks per turn.
I thought Lorros was dead for all money.
Me
I was
too.
like, this is it. Player death coming up.
I feel like, did you go easy,
Did you
DM?
see me beating the shit out of him to the point where like I had to do like 100 damage to
I
him?
think you could have got it.
I'm sorry.
I think if you wanted
rolled,
to, you could have done the killing blow.
He was
rolled
in a
a
dying
32
state, and I knocked
and-
off 2 of his chances with 1 hit. How is that going easy?
Yeah.
I feel like if the monster had wanted to, he could have thrown him into the hole for even more damage, falling damage.
Alright,
so I feel like you went easy.
So he was strong. He had really good constitution. He had negative intelligence. He was just about smashing this thing into. Yeah, he was just
Dumb
like
fuck.
dumb as shit, trying to bait.
Idiot.
Well, that
He
was
was
to
like,
our
he was like
advantage
Frog
then.
Lorros.
Oh wait, were you talking about the tree or no?
I think if he had any more intelligence, yeah, I think he would have probably launched Lorros towards the winery and just killed him.
He could just throw him
Yeah,
up into the
absolutely.
air, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And then if he
Oh,
fell like, if
Falling
he went up
damage,
40
yeah.
feet from 40 feet, then he'd fall
So
80, 10,
effectively,
86.
I was swapping
What
out.
is
So
that?
he had like branch attacks, which is where he can just smash stuff with his branches. And I was swapping that out for using his vine as to whip the to the trench with Lorros in his hand. So I was kind of swapping out some moves, but doing the same rolls and doing the same damage as if it was a branch attack, just to try and give it some flavor.
And because when he was grappled, it was taking whenever it came around to Lorris's turn, it does 1d10 damage,
1d6
doesn't it?
plus
Using me.
6
Yeah.
damage. Every time Lorros started a round.
So a guaranteed 7
Yeah,
damage.
Yeah. And then you'd half it down to 3.
I'm
But
pleased. Once again,
if
thanks
you
to the
didn't have that
rage
on,
doing its
dude,
job.
That would have been
Like, and that was my
Yeah.
last one.
Yeah.
Like that was totally my last rage because I burnt one chasing it.
yeah. And then you did the Stone's Endurance as well. I thought I
Yeah.
went pretty hard on Loris, to be honest. The other thing,
I used everything I had
who
to
I
not
was
die.
nice on was Sildar. That was I was umming and ahhing about
enough.
because this creature gets like a couple of attacks with the branches, then he gets an attack with the grasping vine, and if he's got something grappled, he can bite it, right? And I was really toying with the idea of another vine shooting up and grabbing Sildar. So wasn't 100% sure.
Sildar loses his head.
Can you believe Laura's doing like a 30 strength check and being beaten though?
Yeah. That was
That was so
brutal.
brutal. So rough.
How I don't know why you thought I was being nice on him. I ruined.
We had such shit luck
We
rolling
did.
ones and he was rolling 20s until the final part.
I love that final part.
Lorros
Where I'm
rolled
just like,
double
I'm gonna go. I'm lying prone on the ground. I'm gonna do this at disadvantage because oh look, I rolled 2 nats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one shot that I don't call, I'm just gonna wave my arm and hope like I hit something.
If
Do that every time.
if it had gotten back to
Lie on your back and hit things.
I just love how the dice do that. Like it's purely a randomized thing, and you go, I'm gonna wave this away, and all of a sudden you go, bang! It's the best thing you've rolled since. I know, I've never rolled 2 nat 20s.
1 in 400 chance, by the way.
that was so
Wow.
good. Yeah.
There you go.
I
That
had
was,
to make
yeah,
that
it was very
moment
cool.
Awesome. Just just absolutely splintering its foot and dropping it to the ground. That was yeah. It would have been if that last shot of Americans didn't like bring it to 0. It was its turn again, and something very, very bad was probably going to happen. It was literally that one shot. It had 9 HP left, and you delivered 13, including the poison damage. Yeah. So if you'd not done the poison, I think, because that was like 7.
All that chipping away really added up, I guess, but it felt like it was doing nothing, like at the time.
Yeah. Sometimes
we were
I've only
all chipping
burned 4
away.
or something.
Yeah.
But it paid off, didn't it? And I think it was a good strategy to keep out of its reach. Most of it keep out of its reach. And just
while it was focusing on me, it wasn't even thinking about coming anywhere close to you guys. Like whilst you're out of its range, it's got me in its grasp.
No, I think that it only got out of that trench on its last go, so I couldn't get to it.
The trench was a great idea.
Without that trench,
you delivered.
Without that trench, it would have been a fight at the winery, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have really totaled.
I thought it was going to. So 2 weeks ago when we started this off, I was like, the winery's fucked. I'm like, it's gone. When you guys,
because there's no way.
I kind of felt like it was too.
Of making the druids like aware you were there at Yester Hill and then running off and this thing bursting out. I was like, the winery's gone. That was when I was like, I finished the session. I was like, what have I done? They've just protected it and now it's gone. So I felt real uncertain. So I'm glad that you guys stepped up.
It really was a close one.
That trench.
We dug a trench.
Power of Minecraft.
Yeah, that trench was good.
With Minecraft, the shit
20
out of
minutes
that
of
thing.
mold earth. It was good. Really, really good.
Never go full Minecraft.
So what's next then? Up to Yester Hill.
Yeah.
Smashing some druids.
We'll be like, we killed your god. Bring it on.
Yeah. Well, we killed their creation.
We're just going to put Murican under Castle Ravenloft. And she's just going to mold Earth.
Just leave me there. You guys go do an adventure. I'll just be molding Earth for 2 weeks.
Digging a hole underneath Ravenloft.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So Strahd's castle falls and he takes like 100 d6.
Erosion going to be sitting in his chair one day.
Erosion's a real thing, right?
Erosion is a real thing.
Yeah.
I'll
do like a really. I'll do like a vertical hole right underneath his chair. And then just it like drops to the center of the earth.
Yes,
that is very
Minecraft. I would love to see you guys put in like this massive strategy to do something like that, and like it's the moment it happens, he just like turns into a bat, and you're like,
yeah.
It only turns on his turn after he fucking lands 100 d6.
How long would it take him to travel?
No, I'm not doing the math. No, I'm not doing it this time.
Sorry.
True.
It'll just be like, how can we make him...
6 seconds, and in 6 seconds he falls 10 foot?
No,
is that right?
No.
Is that how it works?
No, you don't fall 10 feet in 6 seconds.
10 foot, 6 damage.
Or does it accelerate until you hit like maximum velocity?
10 it's 10 meters per second. So what's that? Because that's gravity.
Per second.
I'm not doing maths.
So it increases.
Yeah.
Who keeps trying to put maths in this?
Sorry.
That's a decent. I'm not doing maths. Stop it. I'm already starting it and I don't want to.
Okay.
I saw like Xanathar's Guide to Everything? I think they've got some alternate rules for like falling large distances. So like if you fall 500 foot without hitting the ground or something like that, then there's some more rules for what happens after that and blah blah blah. It's pretty cool.
You go right through the earth.
You just hit
and you
just make a U-shaped hole in the ground.
Cool.
Are there rules for large creatures landing compared to light creatures like tiny creatures? Because I think there should be, because like a gnome is not going to have as much fall damage as an elephant.
Well, there's only one way to find
out.
Let's do this next session.
Well, no, because the giant tree landed, and I was thinking, is that going to have like a... Because what's the size? Is that gargantuan or
what
smaller?
size was this? This was huge.
Huge. And then gargantuan's bigger than that, right? I think.
Yeah.
It's huge. So because it goes, we're medium, then large, huge.
Giant, then huge.
Gargantuan, I think.
Then gargantuan.
Giant.
I think
okay. Something else.
And below that's tiny, right? And if you're a tiny creature, you can move. I think the rule is you can move through uninhibited or something, unhindered through a creature that's one size larger than you. Is that right? So if you're a gnome, you can move through a medium-sized creature's thing.
They can probably move past anything, right?
If I die, I'll probably come back as a
gnome.
gnome.
Gnomes are cool.
Yes.
I would love to do a gnome only.
Gnomes.
A gnome party would be freaking amazing. I think it'd be really cool.
Large, huge, gargantuan, and colossal, Lap Kiwi says. So it's only like colossal.
Yeah. Like a colossal squid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shav Hunter 86 recommends that I look.
Oh God! You can't have that.
Shav Hunter.
Terrible.
Recommends that I take a look at the Curse of Strahd.
I mean, the law of the jungle.
The campaign. I have looked at the Curse of Strahd Reddit. I'm also part of a DM Facebook group, which is based on Curse of Strahd. So I put stuff in there to get thoughts and adjustments, and I help other people make adjustments to their campaign as well. So it's a cool group for DMs. Only DMs, crew. Dave, stop Googling it right now.
I'm not.
Dave's the mod.
We got some extra little follows and stuff along the way as well. Dale Raidmaster, I'm not sure. I think I mentioned him last time. You get another one. Thanks. San Freaks, Freesies, I don't know. San Freaks. Thank you for the follow. And Arvados, thank you for the sub. That is very, very nice of you. Hopefully you enjoyed this session. It was a great session. And you know what you get if you get a sub? You know what you get? You get a little bit of this. You get a little bit of that. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. Come and say hi on the Discord. Come and talk to us. Because as a sub, you get access to Needle's wheel, which is we haven't seen Needle for a little while, but the ticker is counting down. When he shows up, he spins a wheel, and whatever it lands on occurs. So you can come into the Discord and start giving some thoughts on what you think should be on that wheel if you're a subscriber, which is super, super cool. I listen, basically, and we'll discuss and try and make a cool version of whatever it is that you're talking about. And then hopefully it'll come up on either the combat wheel or the non-combat wheel. Speaking of wheels, Sildar's gone. He's disappeared.
No, Sildar. But in a way, bittersweet, because I'm glad he doesn't have to live here. He can go back.
Overall, I'm glad he's gone.
He could have died.
In a nice way, we're glad he's gone.
Yeah. Well, he's not cursed like us.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve. He should go back to Phandalin and live
Isn't
a happy
he? Because
life.
he's got the curse where he can just fucking pop into the rover at any moment and just drop
Yeah, but
out
we're
just
randomly.
stuck.
Middle of his day, he's dragged into Barovia, and then like, what the hell? And he's fighting a big tree thing. Like, what the hell?
What's going to happen to us when we leave eventually? If we ever survive, just get brought back to some fucking place.
Where do you guys want to go back to at the end of all of this? Back to
Hawaii?
Yeah, interesting. Because you guys were all taken from Phandalin, but Morley was taken from his ship. You might part ways at the end. I don't know. That could be interesting.
Maybe Morley could take us onto the ocean to find new arenas to battle in. That'd be kind of fun.
And I could do it with a classic cover of Rod Stewart's "I'll Be Sailing."
Oh yes, fantastic. That. I want to go.
It better be. Fuck yeah.
I want to go pirating with Morley.
Well, bad luck, because Morley's not a fucking pirate, as we've said 100 fucking times. You want to go couriering?
Okay, I want to go currying with Morley. Couriering.
I'm just like,
to hear it, because it's
I want to be a
word.
courier with Morley.
I would not employ Lorros.
Hey,
It's a
Especially
90-day
if you've got
trial.
anything ooze based that you're couriering around.
Have you seen how Lorros responds to plans? It's not good.
Right, Lorros, we're transporting this very rare horse, seaman. Now don't drop it whatever you do.
Just turn around. He's like,
No matter what, do not smear it all over
throwing
you.
it back. It's just like, oh god damn it. Look, he's just like, well, it just went off. It just went off. So it's perfect.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to go off. I better have it.
he's close for it.
And he's
Do you think Lorros actually has
like
really good
pouring
skin
the
from all the
rest of it
stuff he
onto
smears
the-
on himself?
cleaning his
You'd have to
fingers.
dig through layers of all kinds of stuff to find it.
No, he had a shower. Remember?
He did.
Oh, there was a wee while ago. Yeah, he got covered
A
in
couple of days
trees.
ago.
Saw it.
No, it was like
It was
in the
day.
It was like a day
was
ago.
today.
There you go. Yeah.
It was today.
Yesterday.
I'm now co-
You
I'm
stood
now
in the
covered
rain.
We had to hear about the shower a lot. Okay, we're not going to pretend it didn't happen.
So you can
No, it happened.
shower. It never happened.
Retconning the
You've
shower
showered-
out.
You've showered
You can't
tons
do
of
that.
campaign, Dave, so far. The first time you were fucking loving it as well. This is like it was great.
None of the rest of us have showered, but
Yeah,
Well,
Loris has.
You guys are disgusting creatures.
golden shower.
I kind of call me disgusting because I give myself.
He's become the local dandy instead of Bill.
So
Showering and
I'll be
perfuming
there.
all
one
the
more
time.
day. What are your thoughts on that?
That's concerning, given how much time we're taking to do things.
Meh,
I'm
it's fine.
worried about Strahd turning up and us not being where we
Mm.
kind of need to be, but then I actually don't know where we need to be or what we kind of need to have completed by the time he
And
arrives.
plus, you don't know what time of the day
I'm
he's
not
gonna
worried.
show up either.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got like tomorrow 24 hours away, or to get to where we are. But does he turn up bang then, or is he going to turn up mid-afternoon, or he's going to wait till dinner time?
It was rude of him not to specify.
Could have been specific.
And there's a festival tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's at night, but we're going to have to hit that festival. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be.
So he said we had 3 days.
What kind of?
Sorry, Bill, carry on.
He said we had 3 days, so I'm assuming it's three sleeps, of which we've had 2.
You've got 72 hours.
3 sleeps.
Yeah.
Well, 3 nights, which might be a wrong
I
assumption.
mean, you've
Like,
started
I'm
the
just-
second day, so
that's-
you've got one more sleep between now and the third day.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think what we're doing is not without risk, like going to Yester Hill.
It's only 40
But-
minutes away. We're not going to be engaging with them for hours.
The
And then we've
winery,
got,
the winery is only 40 minutes away.
Yeah, and we're
from the
we're-
Druids, and we're going
So-
to the Druids, so that's 40 minutes away
yeah,
from where
but
we are now.
from Larky, it's 3 hours to
Yeah.
get
So we've
back.
got the full day.
Yeah.
We're
But if we
fine.
encounter anything so if we go to the
times
Druids and we
5
get stuck
hours.
there,
I'm not saying we're doing the wrong thing. I'm just saying what we're doing is
Absolutely.
not
There are
without risk.
Are you one of those people that turns up to the airport 5 hours early?
No,
Yeah.
I'm one of the people that turns up about a minute late and tries to convince them to let
So I
me
mean,
off.
it's
So you have like a pre-existing anxiety about missing out.
so it's about
Yeah,
like
100%.
you guys are standing outside with Dave, and it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. So you've definitely
Got
got
so
a
much
lot of
time.
We've
for
got
the rest
plenty
of
of
it, but
time,
you
but
also don't know
if something happens,
what is scheduled for the day.
Yeah, I'm like,
something
unless we get
we could-
horribly lost or distracted, we'll be back to the winery before lunch, and then
Can
we've
I-
got like the whole afternoon to get back to. The
Oh,
other
sweet,
place.
cool. We can just cruise around, have a nice lunch somewhere, have a
Yeah.
picnic. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, check out the tower. I'm sure there's nothing evil residing in there.
That short old
tiny
tower.
100-foot tower.
Embarrassingly
It's tiny, it's little.
Nothing to be impressed by.
No, it's only
Is there any
like that
shrubbery
big.
around the
It's that big.
base of the town? There's a beautiful quote in the chat, by the way, that is, "The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire,"
Oh wow.
What?
Gee.
which is said by Dick Champion.
Good on you, Dick Champion.
Sorry,
Well done.
the juxtaposition of those two things is just the best.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's the person that said it.
The person
Yeah.
that said it is named Dick
That's someone
Champion.
inspiring, Dick Champion.
There's something else. There's something else in the
Please,
chat,
Nick.
which is not a spoiler, but it sounds like it's a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler. Chav Hunter said, "Enjoy the festival. It's the only downtime you can have," and he says this as it's a role to determine what happens. At least that's what his GM told him, whether or not something happens at the festival. I said that might be something your DM added. So I'm not going to state whether whether the festival has events that occur on dice rolls or not. The festival will happen in a day. That's all I can really say. So
I'm pumped for the festival. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm gonna get the booch out.
Oh yeah.
Get the boot
Shooting
out.
shooting off your like witch bolts and
It's not a
stuff.
very nice thing to call Irina.
I missed that.
Take out the boot.
And you get her out. Like, really? Okay. So she
Doesn't
can't
blow
come
up.
out without your permission.
I
Seriously,
feel like
I'm looking forward to the Irina Morley at the festival. The classic anime going to the light festival moment.
I feel like I could see them square dancing.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a vibe for me.
It's gonna be like at the end of Stranger Things, like prom night. It's gonna be
Oh,
like
God.
Yeah.
dancing.
Awkward and horrible.
I feel like they're going to be watching a burning effigy as the camera fades out, or like
As their
fireworks
hands
or
like,
something.
meet. Silhouette
Yeah.
in front of the.
We don't know if
right.
they.
I imagine Captain Morley's hand coming in to touch Irina's hand, and then Ismark's hand just intercedes.
Yeah.
She's been chaperoning the whole time.
The only time you get together is when he has to go to the bathroom.
And that could be a while.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a mo. Yeah, don't do anything.
Feed him a lot of fiber.
More beans, this Mark.
No, you want him to spend the maximum amount of time in there, right? So feed him meat or something.
Cheese and meats. Go.
Feed him lots of bread. Lots of bread.
Beans being there for at least a minute 20. Yeah, exactly.
So you can get the old booch out.
Lap Kiwi is asking if you guys are excited to see Scallywag. No.
No.
Wow. Jeez, how quickly we forget.
Wow.
Man.
Yes. I remember that.
I'm gonna go, hello boy, and talk to him like a baby.
Aw.
I think that's,
You are baby.
You are baby. I think that's like one of the things with pets and stuff in D&D. They're easily forgotten. I think I remember Dave sacrificing something he fought so hard to get.
We're not gonna kill him.
It was so hard to get. He got us in so much trouble to get this little fucking pseudo dragon thing, and then we're leaping over this fire pit, and John's like, "Hey Dave, if you don't do this thing, the pseudo dragon's just going to burn up." And Dave's like, "All right." Fucking, and that was it.
We're not like that. Come on.
To be fair, like there is no to be fair here. But by that time, that pseudo dragon.
That's an accurate
100%.
description of what
You're like,
happened.
you can leap with it, and it'll
Pretty
be
accurate,
safe,
but
and you're like, it can fly across.
Yeah. Well, that's what I figured. But the thing is, like, by the time that it happened, that pseudo dragon had proved to be so fucking annoying.
Because you
Like, I
use it doesn't make it annoying.
No, it was annoying for me because I broke so many rules and plans to go and get that thing. Like, I literally had.
That doesn't change the stats of the pseudo dragon.
dragon.
Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what rules you broke.
It's totally all about what I wanted, and I went against everything that Finn and everyone else wanted me to do.
That sounds annoying.
The payoff for me was so minimal. It was made me so annoying. Like I because I'd gone against everything, I'd built it up to be worth so much more than it actually was, and by that point, I was like,
"And would you guess?"
Fuck it.
Reminds me of your owlbear from the previous campaign, the same campaign.
Yeah, that was actually better.
Yeah, that was
than the owlbear.
Sorry,
the owlbear had more of a role to play.
That diversion to the zoo though, that was a great way to divert from a player not being able to be there.
We had like 3 episodes where your main idea was to go and steal this owlbear from a zoo, which had nothing to do
at all
with what we're actually doing.
Totally.
But here's the kicker, right? As soon as we got the owlbear and it got in trouble, you're like, I'm out, and you ran away from everybody else that was in trouble just because, like, fuck it, I'm leaving. And it was like, what's wrong with you?
I'd be livid if someone did that.
It's not something that was wrong. I just didn't want to get killed by an
You're the one
owlbear.
that wanted a fucking owlbear.
Wait on a minute, you
would not shut up about the owlbear.
There was. We don't have to get into it now, but there was a little bit of trickery involved with the Baron, or not the Baron. You made him into a baby owlbear, which wasn't apparent to some other people. I think including Dave.
Yeah, no
and then he popped out and just tore the kobold to shreds in one attack, and
I didn't
literally poured him into 3 pieces.
So the reason that I ran.
But you could have fought. You at least got your owlbear. Like, what do you think was going to happen when you got an owlbear?
That was Bernard. That was Baron's. Shannon's Bernard.
Yeah. But this was like a similar.
Anyway, it's on the YouTube channel if you want to watch the trilogy of the Zoo episodes.
I reckon the Zoo is pretty funny.
It was great fun. It was fantastic, and Reagan. That was built so well.
I think every campaign should have.
Built so well. It was completely.
That is what made it so good.
It was also
so fucking beautifully improv. The manager and Stephen.
I was like, oh my god, I had to build
what was it, Stephen the ticket boy and his manager.
Mr. Stevens and
fucking.
And you
that was good. I loved it.
Which is an idiot. It's an idiot.
Desperation of like saving a kobold who was just totally happy at the zoo. You're like, we're saving it. It's like,
and he had a giant ice cream at one point, didn't he? He had a giant ice cream. Didn't want to be saved. But yeah, maybe we should just always.
He wasn't happy. He's like when I had that chat with him.
Right.
He clearly wasn't happy.
If anybody wants to know, go back and watch the tape. You don't need to get into it.
I feel like I've heard you guys discuss the Zoo like 10 times on stream now. I'm just like, Zoo reminiscing. Here we go. I've never watched this.
It was very memorable.
You need to watch it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's only memorable because it's so fucking stupid. And it's emblematic of characters sidelining the entire thing because they want something. And then when they get it, they go, fuck it. So it was very similar to your pseudo dragon.
Yeah.
Anyway,
which is my way of saying
past it.
People kind of forget pets.
Well, I think it's like if it's a pet like that little dog, you don't want to have it around you all the time and risk it dying constantly. Totally an adventurer's life has no room for soft little puppies unless you want to be in constant fear for its life.
I feel worse if Ranzen died than if one of your characters died because it's like this little side thing that you're looking after.
What? Wow.
No, it's like when you watch a movie and a character dies and you're like, that kind of sucks. But then someone kills a dog and you're like in John Wick, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Did anyone here watch Mad Men?
No.
Wow, that's a real fucking anticlimax.
Someone was talking to me the other day, actually, saying the best way to let people know a character is evil is have them be mean to a dog. And I'm like, I fully agree. If you want just like a green light for your adventurers to be like, this guy's pure evil, just have him kick a dog.
No,
don't have someone go, I hate people who kick dogs like they did in fucking Akira. Was it? No, not Akira, Alita.
No, it was Alita.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, they tried to have a kick. They tried to have a kick the dog moment in that, and one of the characters literally goes, "Oh, that person doesn't like animals. I hate that," or something like that. Like, okay,
so stupid.
What? And Elite, the dog
gets
like sliced up
there, right? He kicks it first or something. So.
The dog gets hurt. Is the
point. I've seen the animated version so many times; it just gets sliced. I love how that's where she gets the blood. The blood.
Yeah, she puts the blood on her cheeks, and you're like, "What was it, Ephley? So why?"
Yeah, me too.
I love that movie.
She was going Lorros. Alita went Lorros.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Adam? You all right?
True.
Oh, Adam's like, critically acclaimed drama. Alita, Battle Angel.
Have you not seen Battle Angel Alita?
I don't even know what you're talking about. How many Emmys did that win? Oh, for God's sakes, man. Who are you people?
It's that
one of the most beloved anime. And
If any of our
they made a
viewers
movie.
are still watching, unlikely, but if they are, and you want to talk about Mad Men,
Come into the
get into my
Discord, come
DMs
to in off topic. We'll talk about
these chats.
You had like a reference. I want to know what your reference was going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't even matter now.
Was one of the men mad and he
doesn't
kicked a
even
dog?
No, one of the men was
Bad
bad, and he abandoned a dog.
Oh, they were bad
Chauncey.
men.
Yeah, see, we can all identify with that. We don't even.
Oh, but you
When
need
you-
to have seen it, and then you're all like, "Oh yeah, Alito Battle Princess."
Everyone's like Battle Princess.
Hey, who remembers the
I
Jerky
do.
Boys and Kick
I
My
do. I
Dog?
totally do. You kick my dog. It's so good. The classic.
Yeah.
Not
for 2020.
Yeah, it's
No.
not super 2020
You
appropriate.
like
but-
timeless
Putting
comedy.
on like a random like accent and just like ringing people and telling them that you kicked is amazing.
But 20 years ago, when we had to download individual files off of Napster,
Yeah. Hey.
gold.
Yeah.
When you mentioned
It's David
Mad
Brinton.
Men, I thought you were talking about Mad TV.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah.
We can talk about Mad TV all night.
Not Mad TV. Look what I can
Yeah?
do. Yeah.
Do it.
Adam's like, fuck that show.
Kazam, I think you mean, Jackalope.
Kazam?
Kazam. That was what followed after
no,
Napster.
It was Kazaa, wasn't it?
Was that Kazaa? I thought it was Kazam.
Kazaa.
Oh man, sorry, Jackalope. I might be
Jackalope's got this
way
one.
off.
Yeah, Thunderflux.
Oh.
is
What
coming
about
with
that
the agreements,
LimeWire
Kazaa.
though?
Yeah, LimeWire, yeah.
Yeah, JM knows. LimeWire's where it's at. Spend like all night downloading like a 20-minute TV show and then it's just born.
I never had that experience.
Napster's
Thankfully.
still around, isn't it?
LARP Kiwi's just signing off on the night. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the session.
I'm out of here.
It's like fucking.
Oh,
I'm surprised you lasted this long.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it until Mad Men came up, so I'll see you guys
Oh,
later.
they're talking about something I've never heard of.
That
Must
show
be
no
really
one's
just,
heard of.
You know, lowbrow or something. Weeping Jay saying, thanks to you all for the show. Have a good night or a great day if you're in the part of the world, everyone. Thank you for watching. Weeping Jay, thank you for the host at the start of the session as well. It's probably a good time. Everyone's disappearing. I think it might be a good time for us to wrap it up.
Is that a
I
hint?
get the hint. I get it. They're like, they're not doing D&D anymore.
We're just talking shit
Yeah,
about old TV
yeah.
shows now.
And Napster.
Okay, so I do have like one Napster
All right.
story.
Good. Of course you do.
Catch you later.
I might just go. You guys
No,
later.
I have to hear it.
Looking for a song.
Sounds like a goodie.
So a friend of mine was like, "Oh, you've got to listen to the song. It's really good. Check it out." So I downloaded it. I'm listening to it. I said, "Oh, it's fucking repetitive as." He's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "It's repetitive as. It's just what a shit song." And I sent him the file, and someone had just uploaded like the intro to the song, grabbed the intro couple of verses, and then just looped them for 4 or 5 minutes, and then put the outro on. It wasn't a real song. So that's. It sounded better before I started talking about it, to be honest. Now that I'm laying it out there, but it was great at the time. It was a fan. It was
What a story.
What a laugh!
What a
the
story.
laughs me and my friend had.
One of those.
Well, it's a good thing to go out on,
Like
though.
a real turd, just a real turd. Just,
Winamp. It really whips the llama's
we're
ass.
old. We're very old.
That's
We're old.
yeah, nice.
Okay. There's my 90s reference.
Or that Zelda song.
And random has to
It's
story.
going
Joe just
downhill
sitting there in the
fast.
car.
He's like,
Thank you,
Han, we're gonna
thank
go.
you to everybody
in the
for
car.
stopping by and watching and seeing the crew take down massive Wintersplinter. It was been a fantastic session. It was cool.
Oh, is that what its name
Wintersplinter.
was?
So if you enjoyed what we did, give us a follow, support us however you can. If there was a great moment tonight that you liked, clip it so we can chuck it up on our YouTube. All of our previous sessions are up on YouTube or on Twitch or in podcast format. Come and talk to us in our Discord. Check out one of our shirts designed by our lovely team. And good night. big thank you to all our subscribers. Thank you to Random Origins for the awesome moderating. And just thank you, subscribers. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do for us here. Good night. Good night, everybody. Love you.